No, he did not. And I've made sure to unmute this time, so there's no second take needed. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Are you sure about that, Danny?
Yes, I am very sure about that, Liam. Because I can
Okay.
see the bar wiggling.
I'll have to wiggle your bar, Danny.
Tonight is episode 6 of the Dungeons and... Fuck you, Ben.
Yeah.
Tonight is episode... What? Turn that off. Fuck you, Cole. You are a PogChamp, but fuck you. Gotta turn that off. Thank you as well again, Cole, for the sub. It's appreciated. I did. Prime subs are free, so I will take Jeff Bezos' pennies. But tonight is episode 6, still chapter 1 for now, because we're still establishing you guys in the archipelago. You guys are at Ulster's Den, with the potential of not necessarily, or maybe, I don't know, you can correct me if you want, but not necessarily hunting down Jacob Prescott, like storming his place of residence immediately, but at least finding out where he is and maybe planning for the future. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I didn't think you guys were going to be like storming the gates now. I assumed it was more of a reconnaissance. Oh, that's where you are. That's okay. I see what sort of shit you got going on.
I think it's reconnaissance with an opportunist. Well, if everyone's not there,
if we can, then we'll see.
Sounds good to me. But I will now show you the Ulster's Den map.
Ooh, map.
And just to remind you guys, as you can see, the only problem is on Incarnate, there was no ships, just perfectly horizontal. That was the best I could do. So the ships look a little weird, but just yeah. You guys are staying in this little area here. This is where those brown roofed buildings are all of part of the main tavern, which is at the center of town here. And that's where you guys are staying. You're staying in one of these buildings here. And as you'll notice that the outpost here keeps a very frontal position where everybody that lives here is like kind of put behind the facade at the front, keeping all the tourists and the passers-by and the visitors away. Which has its benefits and has its drawbacks. The right side, you'll notice a bit more of an industrious area with things like smithies, carvers, carpenters, and things like that. And then there's the market stall along the front of the docks as well, ready to trade with people. It's both bulk trade and individual trade for like ships and things like that, resources and other pieces. But you guys are here. You met Stella, I believe her name was. That apparently is a thing that I didn't realise. Yes, you met Stella at the Sea Legs Keg, who's a barmaid. Apparently I did a thing, I don't know. You guys have stayed the night at one of the chalets that you guys have rented for 3 silver for the night. You guys did have a successful long rest, so anyone missing spell slots, anything like that, if you didn't already, do so now. And you guys will awake in the morning, and I will allow you guys to begin as you wish.
Right, so we should probably go scouting east, find these caverns. Cove, sorry.
We time skip then. Okay, cool.
Well,
is there something you needed or wanted to do?
No, it's fine. I think it was more just...
What it is, because I believe we ended last session with you guys getting into the little house you rented. Yeah. I've kind of skipped the night period, but obviously if there's anything you want to do, I'll revert that a little bit.
I think, Josiah would have asked Navarra, during the evening some questions.
Go for it. I'm more than happy to... I was just doing it because I assumed nothing would happen, but obviously if there is something that would happen, I'll mean.
Yes. Josiah would, I guess, she'd be reading a book in the corner and sort of, go over to her.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello. What is the bunny man?
Sorry? You mean...
that rabbit guy. What is he?
Barnet?
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Would I know what his race is, Danny? I assume I know a bit about...
I would say you're not personally familiar, but you would be aware of the bunny man race, and you would know their proper term is the Herringon. Is that correct? The Herringon. Because even I don't fucking know properly. But yeah, you are aware.
Okay, brilliant. He is an Aragon. Aragon? Aragon?
Aaron.
Aragon. Wait a minute. He's a Aragon, but French drops the H. So
Yeah.
Aragon it is.
I would say it'd be more like Erringon.
Erringon? Yeah, I like that. Erringon? Yes, it is a Fey race. You know, from the Feywild?
Right. Oh, all right. Okay. Are they? Well, they're like normal people.
It depends on the definition of normal, I guess. But they are from another plane, so they are slightly different to ourselves. As in, I am, but we are still all the same kind of. We are from this plane. He is from another plane of existence.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've heard of different creatures and stuff. Like, do they have like? Do they get hungry and stuff like that?
I believe so. I have seen him eat a few times. So yes, I assumed that, like ourselves, they still need to eat, sleep,
Rave, repeat.
Do they have other appetites? Because bunnies usually, rabbits are usually.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like reproduction, or they?
Oh, I believe so. Like most things, I assume they reproduce.
Are they like?
You would be aware that they reproduce like most mammals and humanoids. It's not like it's not like he shits an egg in a corner. You know what I mean?
I would assume, based on my limited knowledge, that they do reproduce, as in they have children. Like
they reproduce like rabbits, you mean?
yes. I assume this is a private conversation, but it's fine. I don't mind. It's up to Josiah.
Oh yeah, I
think that was just Carl having a bit of fun.
Sound. What do you ask?
I'm just curious because if like we're on the town and there's a brothel, like is he into like normal things or do we have to find him a bunny woman or?
Oh, do you mean like how with some humanoids were like non-humanoids?
Yeah. I heard about a guy who had a thing once, but I didn't know if it was.
Wait, is Josiah asking if the bunny man's a furry?
Well, I think he's asking him if he's like a skinny, I guess. Like.
Oh, a fleshy.
Oh.
A flashy.
He could be a scaly. Don't tempt him.
Unfortunately, my area of expertise in this matter is quite small. I have not met many Arangon before.
Well, I mean, you're a lady of science, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how good are you at drawing?
I can do anatomical drawings. I'm okay.
You remember when I visited that lady? Well, we visited that lady, and I mean, I could hide some pictures and see what happens when he.
Oh, so a scientific experiment to try and see what he has an appetite for is what you are proposing.
Yes.
Okay. By me drawing slightly.
You could do like a bunny woman and like a human woman, and then like see which one he picks.
Oh, okay. I guess I could do that. I'm guessing I have paper in my bag. I would try to. So just a normal woman and a bunny woman is what you are saying.
Yeah,
to
like
me.
yeah. I mean,
So,
most humanoids look, apart from like the ears and things, they look mainly the same.
there are lots of different.
So let me get this straight. Naivara is going to attempt to sketch.
He's basically asking Ivar to draw Lola Bunny and then just a erotic picture. Like
Right.
that's
Okay. Can Naivara make? I would say it would probably come under a. I will allow you to either use your dexterity or charisma modifier, because obviously dexterity for the drawing, charisma for more of the artistic. What? Are you proficient in any sort of artistic ways, or do you have any tools to do so? Like,
No, I have paper and I'm guessing a quill. How is it? I've
okay,
got something.
so there's going to be no other bonuses other than just dex or charisma.
Uh,
Because
I will
obviously, if
use
you had
my-
appropriate tools or proficiencies, you would have had bonuses.
That's it. I'm just double checking just in case I've missed something, but I'm a sage, so I don't really get any bonuses. Books. I'm going to use charisma because I'm getting from what he's saying we need to make this a hot picture. Like, I assume he bought for Wade. So I'll give it a go. Is it just a straight roll?
Yep.
Just charisma, okay.
Or dexterity.
I'm going to roll charisma. Go. Ten?
They're not stick figures, but they're by no means anything to the level that you saw with the lady back at the Golden Sands outpost. You can make out detail-ish, but it's not terribly well done. It's average, which is sometimes all a man can hope for.
Is this something that you were looking for?
I mean, I can tell it's the ladies they'll have to do.
Like I say, I am better with anatomical drawings, like specifically. I didn't know how anatomical you wanted this picture to be.
Well, I mean, usually sexy pictures you don't have like the woman like pointing her arms in different and legs in different directions.
To see the musculature.
I mean,
yeah.
They might.
So, I mean, how best would we conduct this experiment? I hide both pictures and see if he chucks one away, or I don't.
It depends. Usually, we need to make sure it is in a controlled environment. So, making sure that there is no other naughty pictures with him to make sure that the sample data is not corrupted.
So, right, I've got to go through his bag, see if there's not any original naughty pictures, remove those, and then put these pictures in, and then see which one he picks.
Or you could just give them to him as a thing of like, which one do you prefer more, A or B, and ask him to answer honestly. But that is more. It's a little bit forward and might have interesting outcomes.
I mean, I always like doing this in my campaign. Liam, what is your character doing right now? I feel like the other side of the room, we look at you. What is?
Yeah, like you two
Barnet
are drawing
doing?
and talking. They both look up at Barnet and they see Barnet doing.
I don't know. He's probably having something to eat.
You see him ravaging a piece of bread.
I mean, he seems quite laid back, if I'm being honest. He doesn't seem prudish. So, I mean, I can just ask him straight up, I guess.
Brilliant. And she'll like stand up and get some more paper with her thing. Just this could be a very interesting paper sometime along the way. I do not know if anybody has depicted and tested various individuals to see their appetites towards
Preferences, yes.
exactly a sort of appetites book, I guess. It could be very popular. I don't
I'm-
know.
I mean,
ask?
like something in my head's kind of saying, like, what happens if he doesn't like anything? Like, I've heard some people like that before.
Or email like we could literally this is the beginning. There is probably a multitude and spectrum of different things that certain individuals may like certain people may like dwarvish women, or they may like elven gentle. We don't know.
Believe me, I've seen it all.
Excellent.
This is why I'm just curious about him.
Okay, shall we go ask,
Yes.
or do you need
Well,
to
just
stay away?
come here.
I come over.
We are having a conversation, and we want
Yeah.
to see which one of these two drawings you prefer.
Mhm.
So, Barney, as you approach, you can see that they've
Yep.
currently got two pieces of paper, because I'd imagine you purposely flip them down so he can't see them yet, on a small table, and like you push past a couple of the other people in the room, and they're like, they want to come and have a word, and you can see that you know they've been talking for a while. You have no idea what, but they call you over, and you can see the two pieces of paper blank.
Yeah, I just look like, what? What do you want?
We're going to flip these two pieces of paper over at the same time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see which one you prefer, which one you like better.
Okay.
Naivara's practicing a drawing skill, so she just wants to see which one. Yeah, you'll flip them over.
And you see two drawings, one of a lady, human-ish, and one of a bunny woman-ish, naked in some weird poses.
Okay. I will take both of them and walk off.
Rowan just turns to the sign and goes, "That is an interesting outcome." And begins immediately scribbling on the page, like down the findings.
I mean, do we get mails now? And
Yes, we must broaden our area of testing for the next experiment, but we also need to try this on another party to have a secondary. What's it called?
like a few more like controls, and I guess they look around the room, and there's like the paladin, and then the bard,
And
and the captain. He's like, well, I kind of know what Wade likes, so I'm kind of
You look around the room at the other people to potentially test on, and you've got the stoic sea sheriff, and you've got the holier than thou wannabe cleric, and then you've got the really freaky bard boy.
He's like, well, actually, Wade's probably a good. If you control like a base night, not normal, but
Vanilla.
yeah, he's like vanilla. Yeah, that's probably Wade, or he's probably the most normal. Yeah.
Basic.
We might be surprised, but this is the assumption Josiah's making.
I think next to have control group, like you say, but actually widen our sampling so that we have 4. So male, female, gender non-specific, androgynous.
I see.
And
Yeah.
the normal, and then get all.
You're probably quite good at drawing androgynous because elves are a bit like that, aren't they?
I mean, our men do not really have facial hair, and our women are not particularly curvy. So yes, androgyny is our thing.
I mean, a few times I've been down the tavern. I've been pleasantly surprised that it wasn't what I thought it was, but I was happy anyway.
I'm sorry?
No, never mind.
I assume it's what you're saying is that you assumed that an elven that you were getting with was you thought she was male or female, or I don't know.
I thought one time it was a male and they were a female. One time they were female, I thought a female and a male. It doesn't matter, does it really? If you have a good time.
And she starts scribbling down some more.
So, the two of you, over many more hours, will eventually continue to experiment and talk amongst each other about the potential ways you can figure out which holes the party taps in various different ways and methods.
Oh dear.
Eventually, rest will come to your brains as you stop. But some interesting discoveries have already been made, and it will be interesting to see how much further they develop over the coming days, weeks, maybe even months. Is there anything else, or is it morning already?
I'm done.
No, look! That's the sun. It's morning. You all eventually wake up, well rested. Different theories going through different people's minds and plans for the day, experiments, tests, people you want to speak to, people you want to go find, things you want to buy, maybe. What are you guys doing?
Well, our plan was to get up earlier, earlier in the morning so that we could leave at not even first light, so like just pre. So pre-dawn, time travel and get there under the cover of night. Wasn't that the plan, or was that scrapped?
Yeah, early, so it's still fairly dark.
Yeah.
So yeah, just before the sun's coming up, so we can get there, have a quick look, and then evaluate from there.
Any shops open this time morning?
I would probably say so. Probably people getting ready to set up. Like I said, it's more just to the market stalls, and then you've got the district where like the warehouses and the more manufacturing sides of things are. That you would expect them to be open this time of morning. I'd imagine if you go and look. Some probably aren't quite open just yet, but
Yeah.
everything early in the morning would be in the stages of getting ready.
Anywhere I can get a crossbow.
Yeah, that would probably be the carpenter.
Yeah, I'll just get the light crossbow and 20 bolts.
Right. You'll be able to get your bolts for 1 gold piece for 20. Just allow me to double check the costings of a crossbow.
Crossbow.
Light or hand or heavy?
Light, please.
Wait, I just realised there isn't a light.
There is.
Just hand or wait. Oh no, it's in a different
Simple
section.
range.
Different section, yeah. You'll probably, honestly, be able to pick it up for about 22 gold pieces.
The whole lot.
Huh?
The whole lot.
22 gold pieces for the crossbow, and 1
Yeah.
gold piece per 20 bolts.
So get the crossbow and 20 bolts, please.
Easy enough to do. There's you'll notice there is it seems to be a little cheaper than normal because at least with the actual weaponry, longbow, shortbow, crossbows of different varieties, they tend to have a bit of a surplus here. It seems they've recently been making them in a bit more bulk.
Nay.
Is there any other items people wish to track down?
No, not
I might
not.
buy some more arrows, to be fair.
Arrows are the same price, so book price, 1 gold for 20.
Alright.
They're not
What about-
they're not oversupplied. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do?
Not really. I'm guessing all of this has gone out of the party fund as well, because did we divvy it out, the money?
No.
I think
Don't believe you do.
Party fund
No.
No, it's all
Yeah,
party
I'll just take it out of the party fund anyway.
if anybody else wants to buy anything. So we will get a move on then. Get going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Where are you going is the question.
We're going to find these coves to the east.
So you're just going to walk the shores eastwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know? Did the lovely Stella last night tell us where these coves were? Anywhere?
She was quite vague about it, but it's a direction at least. I mean, there's 3 of those fuckers, so one direction is better than 3.
Well, there are 4 directions, but yes.
Well, you can go south into the ocean if you want, love, but
Excuse you? No. I get
there's
what
3
you mean.
directions.
Shall we start hugging the coast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So you all make your way out of your room, heading across the market district, which is where you guys pick up the items you have picked up. You do so kind of like on the way, stopping, grabbing. And you continue, and you start heading, following the shore eastward. What I'm going to do is I'll just quickly put you back onto the region map, just because you're heading out of the town. I assume people are keeping an eye out as you're traveling?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Make
I
perception
can look.
checks for those doing that. And you'd like follow the coastline going east.
Oh, come on.
All right, Midnight. I'll see you back in a bit.
Keep rolling.
17. My name does not fit in the box. I am leaking.
Okay, so Wade and Barnett, you both keep an eye out as you're traveling. And at the minute, it seems perfectly fine. The sun is starting to rise as the day is starting to become upon you all as you head your way eastwards. You follow the shoreline. So the sun is kind of in your guys' faces as you're traveling at the minute, because I had to think then.
Know that usually with coves, they tend to be in cliffier or rockier areas.
I think that's safe to.
Yeah.
Okay. I just mean because I've never been to the sea before, but I assume I've read a book on geography before.
Yeah. Just
I think
to
the
look on the map.
explain that.
Just a quick look on the map. If you look to the right of Ulster's Den, the actual little town, you see where it's a bit rocky and stony. That is a bit more of a mountain, not a mountain, but like a rocky and hilly terrain, and that is the direction you guys are heading in. It's about 20 miles away, maybe at a rough glance, maybe less, maybe more.
Yeah, because guess it would be somewhere around here, but we don't see that.
Yeah.
We don't have a map, so yeah, yeah. Is there anything that I can do to help? I can summon Cavell. Is that would help?
I mean, it would help, but yeah.
Oh, she clicks her fingers and he just kind of appears, this little fennec fox. He just looks. Would you mind? And he'll just kind of head off and start scouting a little bit further ahead using the path to try and smell for specifically humanoids, not animals or creatures, but like he's looking, if that makes sense, for people as we head away from town.
Well, if he is looking for people, can I get a perception check from your fennicky friend?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
I assume he does that with advantage.
Does he get advantage? A sight?
Oh, it's smelling.
Smelling. He's in his snout.
Okay.
It is so. Where is it? Bear with me. Oh my god, I've got 50,000 things open. 2 seconds.
We will wait. Everyone in chat, pause your comments. We're going to wait for Rose.
Cool. Keen sense. Foxes have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight or smell.
Oh, so you got it on sight and smell. Nice.
Yeah. So that's perception.
Because I assumed, if anything, it would be for hearing and smell, but okay, that's perfect.
So that's an 18 total.
Okay, with a +3. So as the main party is keeping an eye out, and obviously you don't see anything apart from the upcoming terrain change. You don't really see anything out of place. It just looks like a very warm day ahead of you. It looks just like a normal day. Your fox does keep its snout to the ground and stuff. And does it have any means of communicating with you? Or is
yes. I can communicate with it telepathically, but it knows. I would have specified before it went if it starts smelling stuff to come back to me and basically do that. You know that little cute noise that foxes make.
Yeah.
When
Well, it would immediately notice a smell, like as it starts to immediately, even just around you guys, it will notice that there is something to go on.
Kavan has found something. Would you like for him to show us the way?
Yeah, if he's got the scent, we
Makes
might as well
sense.
follow him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll give him a little nod. Give Kavan a little nod.
Yeah.
He'll go off
And
again.
as
Kaveen.
yeah, it's Kurt
Sorry?
Cobain.
Yeah, his name's Kavan. Well, Kavain. Like, it literally means spell spirit. That's why I chose it.
But as you guys stop for a moment, and this is when the scent is picked up, Barnet, you'll be one to notice, just as you guys have taken a moment, you will notice, covered slightly, but faint, there are tracks, like, cart tracks, like you can see, like, wheel markings in the floor.
Oh.
Some of them have been kicked and smudged and rubbed and moved, and just time has eventually taken them, but you will notice, as you guys have stopped for a moment, like, there are cart marks.
I point these cart marks out to people.
So,
Yeah, if the cove is where they dock up, this must be their supply route.
Yeah. Oh, and obviously, as well, just as a thing for you guys, feel free to, like, write notes on the map if you want, you know, like, if you ever want to note shit down of, like, places of things. So, like, obviously, if you want to note, like, maybe, like, different things. The only thing is, on the black parts, you won't be able to see it, though, just know that. But yeah, you will continue at a steady pace, being dictated by the fox, and heading...
we will sneak and go slightly off the path, if that
Cool.
makes sense. So we're not
That was
sneaking.
a thing that you hadn't said. Beautiful. You will deviate away from the path slightly. I'm assuming leave the fox to follow the path direct for the best smell, but then you guys stay slightly off beat and stealth.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're following about, I would guess, 50 feet back, so we can still see him and his little white tail sticking up like a, you know, like the tour guide flagpole. He's going up further up ahead.
I get it.
But
Okay.
sneaky.
Well, can I get stealth checks then from you lovely, lovely people?
Yes.
What is my stealth again?
Just a 4.
Just 4. I am good at this. Excuse me.
Oh, that was nearly so good.
Oh my God.
10.
Oh dear.
Right.
Should be fine.
You head towards deeper denser vegetation and just wade your way through it slowly, watching the fox as he continues. And it takes a while, because obviously the fox is going to have to slow down to cater for you guys slowing down to be quiet. Or quieter, I should say, in this case. And you guys will continue and continue, and eventually the terrain you notice is starting to become more hilly. You come into some inclines and declines, and you'll start noticing some larger protruding rocks for the most part, and it's not entirely where things go rocky on the floor, but like there's patches and clusters. It's still sandy and like that soft marsh type dirt almost, because the ground is saturated with a lot of seawater. You will continue, and you will continue. And eventually, you'll start seeing large holes in the stony works, where you'll notice as you've noticed after a while, you're getting higher and higher on the incline. Not terribly high, probably 50 or so foot above sea level, maybe at a guess. And you'll start noticing holes in the stone where you can start to see like the small coves starting to appear, and you can start to see a number of them like honeycomb in the face of the island. And you keep pushing and keep pushing. Is there anything you guys are doing as you continue following?
Yes.
Are we?
Sorry.
Are we right on the edge of the coast?
Ish.
Because if we go a bit more coastal and then have a look down the coast, see if there's any ships or signs of sails, or I mean, I'm guessing they're in a big cave, but you never know.
That is not a bad plan. I would also going to advise that we watch where we're stepping. Just due to the last time we were on rock, it fell from beneath us. So just saying, tread carefully.
Would I do that to you guys again?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might happen to us as a group, not as characters. Yeah. Yes, you would.
Yeah, so I'll
Okay, fair
carefully
enough.
maneuver. I'll carefully maneuver closer to the. Is it a cliff yet?
Almost. It's like I said, it's about 50 foot above sea level.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I go to
The
the
eastern
edge.
side of this island is much more hilly and just generally inclined compared to the western side. And as you look back, you see the horizon for like a larger expanse because you guys are higher up.
Yeah, oh well.
So you get to the edge of the cliff and you kind of look over and you can see the ocean. And you can kind of see down the coast left and right.
Perception.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake, I've rolled shit today.
You don't really see anything of note, but you do see different pockets of space in the edges of the land where probably caves, coves, formations, clusters might be. But you're at a poor angle, and given it's early in the day, the sun is pointing at you guys from the east. Difficult to tell.
Okay, I head back with no new information.
Shall we continue to follow?
Yeah, let's keep following the smell. It's our best lead.
I do not want to take away from anything that you are doing at all. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
you?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I thought it was worth looking.
It is always worth looking, and it is a beautiful sunrise as well. So, take time. It is okay.
Sure.
Cool.
I feel very patronised right now.
Is it Josiah's like side eyeing from like?
She was trying to be nice. She doesn't want to take it. She's like, you do you. I don't want to take over. Getting side-eyed and terrible.
Continuing on, the fox
Yeah.
will eventually stop once more, and it will convey information towards you through telepathic bond. It will just say, it'll give you the feeling of the smell's getting stronger, and it's just a little cautious as it feels it's getting close to the original smell.
So where the root is almost. Okay. I will snap it away.
You're gonna sniff it and then snap it away.
I meant to say snap it away, but it came out weird out. I can't always talk for some reason. Don't know why I decided to do an accent. And
Make another perception check. You.
Oh, me. Perception.
Yes, you.
Oh. Okay. Me. Okay. That was last minute, kind of alright. 17.
You've been passing different rocky formations, and I've said you've noticed some holes in the floor where there's like large openings and coves like that, but not big enough and obviously empty. when it explains that it can sense something up ahead, you do take a moment to look and look carefully. And you do see, coming up ahead, probably 500, 600 foot away from you guys where you are, you can see a large missing expanse of land ahead of you on the edge of the coast.
There. She will kind of point over and move towards the rest of the group a little bit. And just kind
And
of
if anyone
point.
wants to try and figure out how far you guys have travelled, given you've got the reference point of the horizon behind you, where you guys have been coming, because you're uphill, I will allow a survival check.
Yes.
Give it a go.
Why not?
Don't know if I've got navigation tools, so I won't bother.
One of us has.
Well, it's
so-
not about using your tools, it's about kind of like looking at the trees and kind of gauging, like, we've walked this long.
Isn't like sextant or something?
No,
used
it
for
won't be-
distances.
It won't be accurate, but it's a rough idea.
Yeah, okay.
And plus sextants for stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
it's for naval navigation.
Right.
Okay, Wade, you're the first one to notice it, and you kind of have a think, and like you've been walking now for about 3 hours, maybe. More because you're having to go extra slow because of the stealthing and stuff. You probably would have a gauge because you've been about 3 hours. You're stealthing, you're being quiet. You've probably gone like 6 miles, maybe.
Okay.
And you're probably like another mile away from whatever is being pointed out to head from the fox and the sun hat wearing wizard.
Cool.
Is that
We carry on?
Is that what, Rose?
I don't know if that was just a slip up or whether it was intentional, but I didn't see as good as it. So I'm gonna keep it quiet.
What do you want about? What?
You said 500 feet and then a mile, like 3 minutes later. So it's a
The
little
problem
bit-
is, you guys aren't getting exact numbers because you're not having any tools to do so.
That's what I
It's
guessed.
like it's a range sort of thing. It's somewhere there in between. So you
So
got about
maybe-
500 feet, 600 feet. He got about a mile, maybe. The truth is somewhere in between is the point. Because there's no way you'd immediately look and go, that is exactly 637 meters. That's just not possible.
Yeah, the only reason is like miles is 5,000 feet, roughly. Like,
No,
kind of,
I appreciate it. It's just the problem is none of
It's
you
fine.
none of you have the tools to be uber precise or the feats or knowledge or whatever. So the information is always going to be spotty.
cool. Shall we continue on then? And when we get a little bit closer, start doing what we need to do. Actually, she'll say this in character. Josiah,
Yeah, aye.
you are a pirate, no?
Yes.
How would you store things? Would you all store it in one location, or would there be multiple codes you would use?
I mean, what did Jacob used to do? DM.
Have a quick history check. See how much of this information you can pull to the forefront of your cerebral noggin.
Not a lot.
You worked on the ship almost uniquely and specifically. He went to different places to get supplies and resupply. As far as you were aware, he made stops at various different points and interacted with other crews, but you don't recall any established place of origin.
Yeah, inside we just travel around, and he'd I was second in command to leave me on the ship. So I didn't see any bolt holes, any stashes. But obviously he's building some kind of base up here, so it might just be one base.
And as you guys continue, oh, go on. Sorry, carry on.
No, sorry. It is a little strange, is all. I'm guessing this drop-in land is like a hole in the surface of the stone.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And given you guys can look over the coastal edge and you're about 50, 60 foot up, you would imagine that there's little space.
It is just a little strange that a kata would have something that it just is screaming trap to me. You know? It is a hole in the floor. I would assume that there is multiple exits. There is probably something more at sea level.
Oh yeah.
They drop a ship off and then come all the way out here. They would have something here, no?
It could be a trap. I mean, it could be that it's hard to get out the way the boat comes in because of the cliffs.
Maybe. I don't know, it is.
Why can't you send your fox down there?
I can. It just means. Okay, here's another question. Do you know? I should have asked this much earlier. Is there anywhere I can buy like supplies for wizardy stuff in the archipelago? Archipelago? I don't think I've said that in this episode yet. Archipelago?
I don't know. Well, done now. I think the main trading post is your best bet.
The archipelago is, despite its uncivilized and unestablished nature, a den for almost anything and everything. If there is not a specific store, there is probably the equivalent of rum runners willing to get their hands on something upon request and coin. If you can't find it, there are plenty of people who can find it.
Yeah, he would say Ivory Sands. I can get anything down there.
Oh, excellent. Kavana, would you mind? I will bring you back if anything was to happen to you. You know this. Please go to the hole and see if it's a trap. Please? I am sorry. The pirate wants you to do it. Not me, the pirate.
I mean, I asked you. Whatever.
And I'm going to assume as well that during all these mini conversations, you guys are still continuing ever forward, carefully.
Yeah.
When we get within like a certain distance, like if the Fennec Fox is about to come up against it at the hole, and we were within like 60, 70 feet, I will stop the party and basically switch to look through his eyes and go, deaf and blind to the rest of the group, but view what's going on through Kavan's eyes. If that is okay.
Well, speaking of such a thing, eventually, Kavane will come up to the edge of the hole and will eventually peer down. Can I get a stealth check from Kavane? Assuming he's being stealthy.
Yes, he is being stealthy. I'm for some reason nearly rolled a d6 and I don't know why. That's 12.
He will peer over, and you will take a moment to go quietly into his eyes And this is what you eventually see.
Nothing.
Hey.
Lots of click.
I had to zoom out.
Yeah, I had to do
Just
that as well.
for set dressing's sake, the ship is not there, but everything else is.
Right, okay.
Excellent.
You see a large cove with small, simple, but wooden structures. They're not as pretty as the ones you can see on the map. It's just, I'm limited sometimes with my stamps. You can see they have used hulls of ships that have long since been worn in by the ocean and rotted, blocking the one side of the cove's entrance, with a stony up spire in the centre. Right side seems to be open for entrance and exit, and you can see some people working away at what looks like a small forge on the right side, and people working in a small bit of working with some lumber and cutting and chopping and sanding and shaping.
Can I see how many people roughly are out?
Couple
and
dozen,
about?
maybe.
Sorry?
Couple dozen, maybe.
Mm.
Navarro would explain there is a large dock thing. There's no boat. There is the 3 buildings and a watchtower. One of the exits out of here to a sort of stony pass is like blocked off. There's about 24 people milling around. She will say that all in her. Do you know what I mean? She'll basically explain the setting as best as possible.
You can see crates. You can see crates, boxes, and barrels piled up on the middle of this large, makeshift ramshackle dock. And you
Does
can...
it look... Sorry.
Go on.
Does it look... They're preparing to basically load a ship or preparing to move it away from the docking area? Does it look like something's about to be...
It looks like the majority of the items there are being put there, not removed from there.
like maybe I can see a cart moving or someone carrying something.
Yeah. You notice the pile is being added to, not removed from.
Captain, it looks like they are expecting transport at some point. There is no boat there at the moment, but it looks like they are loading in preparation.
So it looks like they'll be back soon. Okay.
How slavey did the people look? Did they look like, was there guards and then some people looked? Yes, Navarro.
Navarro can't hear you. You'll have to just tap her on the shoulder and she'll snap back to hear things, if that makes sense. But we wouldn't have gone over that because I forgot I cannot hear you.
Eventually, the message will be conveyed, and you go back in to look. Make a perception check.
As my foxy friend, here is has advantage because it's sight. I don't know. Oh, okay. That is a 22, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you roll for me a history check?
Me, a Navarra history check.
Yep.
Okay. $19.
You notice that people don't look like slaves. No one's in chains. No one's in rags. No one's being bore over with a whip or anything like that. But you take note of how odd the movements of certain people are. The way their bodies are manipulating, it's just not right. Something doesn't quite sit right. People are taking odd motions, odd steps. And you try and rack your mind and think about this in a way. It's almost like they're not fully there. That's probably the way you can put your head in it.
Am I jumping to a conclusion that they might be being puppeted almost? Like
It's a possibility.
I will say to the group, it looks that they are. Oh no! Okay, they don't look 100% okay. They look like they are under the influence of something, whether it is a person or something or alcohol. They just don't look all there. The people in.
And one thing you'll also notice, the longer you watch him, it's oddly inconsistently consistent. The inconsistencies of how each individual is acting, you notice that every other person is acting in the same inconsistent way. There is an odd unison to it, and you notice every person has the same unusual and odd movements.
There is a pattern forming. Every 20 steps, one of them kicks up their legs slightly oddly. A tilt of the head here. A hand slips over and over again. I'm assuming it's almost like repetition, like the beat of a drum almost.
Almost, yeah. It's like I said, it's inconsistent for a human and humanoid, but it's very consistent, and every single person has these same ticks almost.
Chances are they're not going to fight. It's going to be the ones that aren't moving weird. And if there's a dozen of them, I think we can all take 2 down per one of us.
Yeah. If we go in non-lethal, I look to the rest of the group. Is non-lethal an option for the rest of you? Looks at Bunny with big. What weapon have you got? Sword.
I currently have on me a battle axe, 2 hand axes, and a quarterstaff.
Maybe use the quarterstaff.
You'll just look at Wade and be like, "She isn't here, Wade. I think she'll be on the boat, Wade, and I'm not going to hold my blade back if it's going to mean I get stabbed."
If possible.
If they surrender, I ain't going to kill them. I got my word on that.
That'll have to do.
Look out for. I'll go back into Fennec. Cavane, who is a Fennec bot. Can I see anyone who looks like they're in charge? Like that isn't following the weird motions? Anyone that seems to be wearing a big hat? Because apparently that's what pirates wear in Nivara's head. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking for the vague kind of thing of what either might be Jacob Prescott or Charlotte Hinge. Just in case.
Make a perception check.
Yep.
With advantage, because... oh, wait, no, because it's your eyes. It's your stats, isn't it?
No, it's all through him. It doesn't work in the same ways as it works with druids.
Okay, so yeah, roll with what you need then.
Yeah. So that's a 20, not natural.
A dirty 20.
Dirty, yeah.
You look around, and you don't immediately see anybody that stands out, as in they're not moving weirdly. No one's wearing, like, a big tricorn or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
About the closest you see, he's working in the smithy. You see 2 people. One of them seems to be more of a foreman. And he seems to be dictating towards the one who's currently stood at the forge holding a piece of metal in the fire. He still has these weird motions, But he looks almost like a surveyor supervisory type thing, not a surveyor, sorry. It's just a lot of weird at the minute.
Who's the other person? You said there were two people that stood out.
No, it's just there were two people working in the forge. One stood out. It was the guy who's it seems to be dictating to the one that's holding with large tongs a piece of metal in a forge. And the guy stood about 2 foot to the left, talking to him, like almost telling him what to do.
I'll tell Cobain to come back at this point. So we sneak in, no? And I think we should go for the building towards the other side. It looked like the most like some sort of main area. You have the smithy on this side. Maybe if we head round. I did not see anybody other than a foreman in the smithy that looked like a leader of any type.
Okay, so we'll go for him, see if we can get him to talk.
What about Watchtower? Is someone on there?
Yes, there is.
But it's
how many watchtowers are there? I can get him.
There is a singular person in the tower, looking out to the sea at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You can see a ballista in the tower.
Damn. I can probably get him from range.
One quick check. Has the plan changed from what it was literally an hour ago?
I thought the plan was check it out, and if the boat wasn't here, we raid, we try and find answers.
I thought it was to start with reconnaissance, and then if it looks like we have an advantage, take care. These people are walking in unison. If they all attack, it may be slightly dangerous. I am happy to go along with whatever you just choose. I just mean, let's think about this logically. If we go way down the edge of a cliff, we could get taken out by the watchtower. All of them could literally, there could be pikes, there could be traps. Just take a minute. What is in the harm in us sneaking around and taking care of them one by one when they do not expect?
Yeah, like now, they don't expect it.
Yes, but as soon as one does, I suspect the others will. They seem to be operating in some sort of hive mind.
Oh,
You know, the repetition. Well, it's just they are moving together, and then it looks like they are one mind and not in control.
Is there any way of breaking what I assume is a spell?
I do not know if it is a spell.
That would entirely depend upon what is controlling them and how it is controlling them. And also the power level of what is controlling them.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, they're all spread out across this outpost. We're all together.
I would suggest, you do not need to follow this, that we sneak in, get the information that we need to, and then if it goes wrong, we then start slaughtering innocents.
Yeah.
But straight in, it seems a little. These people are under the control of whatever is going on, whether it is some sort of item, some sort of substance, some sort of spell.
Oh, I see. No, I was never adverse to being sneaky. I think you've misunderstood me. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just seems like immediately it was.
No, I wasn't going to try and fight every single fucker on there.
That is excellent. I am glad that we cleared that up. Also, I mean, I don't know how comfortable everybody else would be, but with it just seemed like as soon as you was on about taking down the man in the watchtower and, you know, going non-lethal, but you were going to stab somebody, I just got a little...
Question.
Hello?
I know you called back Cafane, but is he still out?
He's still out there. He's just on his way back. So technically,
He would be back by now, I would imagine, probably. Because don't forget, he can just poof and come back.
Yeah, so that's what I would have done. I would have called him back to me. I would have just puffed him back. Like, he should have been back. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Because I would imagine you'd just de-summon him and then re-summon him next to you, wouldn't you?
Yes. Pop him in his little pocket.
Rather than him just trundling back, which would take a couple minutes, I would imagine you could pop him.
Yeah, not only that, but I didn't want to lead anybody back to the group. So I would have snapped him back. Because that seems sensible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just double checking.
Did I? Oh, before, because I was getting a really good look. What I spotted ways down to that area. Do you know what I mean? Is how does the road go? Is the road like coming?
The most reliable entrance, it would seem, is on the left side, on the shoreline. There is a very small pathway. Either that, or you would look at taking some of the shallower portions. No one's made like a staircase. There wasn't any ladders that you could see. It looks like very awkward, and you could either take like the beach shoreline at the very south, or you'd have to scale.
At what point does like the area where the cart track stopped? Has it stopped ages ago? Or
it was patchy, and you would notice bits of it. They've obviously attempted to cover their tracks, but not done a perfect job. And that track does lead towards the coast.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't know if anybody else was like, if there's track routes, but they literally have no way of getting down here, they must have been like carrying it down. Like that is super nervy. But okay. So, Captain, I don't know why I'm calling you Captain. You're not a captain yet. No. Track it back. I know you're a captain.
Ex-captain, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think sneak. If the easiest way is through the coast, would she have spotted these wrecks?
Yeah.
So if we head and first port of call is get in and hide there and get a view, make sure nothing's changed, make sure we've not been spotted, get a better eyes on the watchtower, see if he's looking out to sea, he probably won't see us, but if he is looking over, then we need to do something about him.
At the time you observed him, he was looking out to sea.
Yeah. So we'll get to those shipwrecks and then have another look at him, see what he's doing.
Yes, because there is quite a large expanse of sand. We will have to maybe dipping in and out of the rock, but it is a bit sometimes out there. Unless anybody, I think I've asked this question before, ignore me. The best I could do is disguising myself to look like somebody maybe, but I am not too good with accents, so it might be very obvious.
How very meta of you.
Layer upon layer upon layer. It's Inception. I am happy to help if I can. I will cast Mage Armor on myself as we are getting close, though, please, DM. I'm just going to pop it on. If that is alright.
So.
Oh.
I assume you're eventually going to very quietly, slowly, make your way down to the coast.
Yes.
And you will notice that although it's like 50 or 60 foot up, there are awkward and narrow and slightly janky in places pathways. You will eventually get to a point following the cart tracks, like trying to follow a path that you know they know he's safe. But there gets to a point with the cart tracks where the cart tracks end at the edge of the cliff, and there's no realistic pathway that a cart could take safely down.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pathway big enough for you guys on foot, but that's about it.
Right.
We go down on foot.
Yeah.
That Dax Barnett.
Yeah,
What do you think of the plan?
I think it would work.
How many was there again?
About 2 dozen.
We must try.
Are we all going down in one group?
I think that's best.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though we don't want to fight, it's best grouping up together, and then we can, if we need to fight, we'll have strength.
That is true.
So you all continue. Okay, Carl, no worries. You all continue down, and you start following the pathway down, and eventually, it takes time, you will eventually feel the sand beneath the boot as you start making your way east and heading, and you can see the crossed trees on the bottom left. You'll eventually breach the map there.
We are stealthing as we're getting down towards this level, I would assume.
Oh, are you now? So can I
Yeah.
get a stealth roll? Let's see your attempts.
Sorry, I know I keep repeating myself at this point, but I just thought it was kind of obvious for no one else. Oh, I am so bad tonight. I am, like,
Roll 20 hates you.
It does. I'm not on roll 20. I'm rolling on, you know.
Is Josiah not... Oh, there it is. Obviously, Carl's away, so I'll forgive his roll for now.
Mine would be a 12 and a +4.
Got it.
For some reason, it didn't come through on the actual.
Yeah, it's
thing.
only ever been rolling like that tonight, dude.
It's probably because the name's way too long and it just can't deal with it.
Yeah,
Okay, I only one of them dice. He did show up. This time it's
Technically,
just refusing.
by the way. Yeah, your name got taken off you. I don't know if you realised.
Yeah, you gave all of them away, Liam.
You gave all of them away. Anyway, sorry.
You'll eventually make your way to the point where it opens up once more. And with the shipwrecks semi-blocking line of sight from the tower towards you guys, you make those as cover. Welcome back, Carl. So just as you guys are here.
As we were getting towards the ships,
Yes.
would we see the names of the ships at all?
No. Where the name plaques would have been, you notice they have been removed. These ships, for the most part, have been cannibalized. And I say for the most part because obviously large portions of the ship have been left behind to make a makeshift barricade, but any distinguishing features have very much been taken away.
Okay.
You can even see on some ships where the wood is a slightly different colour, where obviously over decades and years of use, the nameplate would have sat, and you'll see that there's a space and there's bits missing.
Okay. Looking at the watchtower, see what he's doing. See where
Perception
he's keeping
check.
his.
You can't really see the watchtower without putting yourself in an obvious and overt position. And I would imagine Wade would err on the side of caution of not doing that.
Yeah.
Vlad.
I could swim over and take him out.
Vlad. Being the most naturally passively perceptive of the group, if I remember correctly, followed by I can't remember who it was, but I remember Vlad being the
Probably
most.
Ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah, Wade.
Passive's 14.
I believe Vlad's is 16.
16. And then mine is 16. Passive wisdom. Okay.
Yes, but the one thing Vlad notices, and I'll say Vlad specifically because you're looking at the watchtower or trying to at the moment.
Mhm.
Vlad would notice a singular person, looks to be a young male. He's currently about here-ish at the minute, if you see where I'm pinging. But he's walking the coastline in your guys' direction.
I'd whisper and to warn the party, say there's someone approaching. And I'd point it out so the others, because I wouldn't know these people, just in case any of the others recognise them.
Okay. Can we climb into one of the wreckages and hide?
You can try.
Is there anywhere visually that we could hide, bar a wreckage?
Well, you're on currently a flat bit of sand that's probably 15, 20 foot wide next to a cliff edge.
So no, then.
No.
It's
Unless
either
there's anything
we
creative you can do with that, no.
bury ourselves in the stand quickly. No, it's obviously we either confront him or we try to hide.
One is some
Enough.
people back off and then others can go into the water.
Well, yeah, actually, that's a good. Idea.
That's brilliant, actually. If I swim and end up behind him, and anyone else who can breathe in the water.
Yeah, I'd happily do that.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
What? Wait, what?
So
all
we
right.
just need people who can breathe underwater. Yeah, so if we wait for him to come past a bit closer, and then we can end up behind him, and then you lot emerge.
Desire's surprised by that skill, but it's fine.
Guy's still walking,
Especially
generally.
like half the fucking party.
The guy's still walking. He's not sprinting or anything, so
Yeah.
he's probably now at this point, probably like here.
Okay. So, Team Aqua will go underwater. Team Sandy Boys hide till he
Yeah.
gets closer.
Team Aqua and Sandy Boys, I like it. Okay, so first question, Team Sandy Boys. Where are you hiding?
Navarre as well. It's Sandy people. I'd have you know.
Okay, Sandy people.
Sandy thems.
Yes.
Where are you guys hiding? Specifically. How are you guys
So
hiding?
can I just see the plan again?
Okay.
So, well, yeah, if we take him out, knock him out.
The guy in the tower.
No, there's somebody who's walking around the coastline.
Right, okay, and we sort of hide behind stealth bush until you've done that. Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
essentially,
Fine.
there is a guy but here at the moment, Ben, if you see where I'm pinging, walking down coast to you guys, towards you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose unknown. Reason unknown. Speed slow.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it as a stroll.
He's just walking. He's not running. He's not jogging. He's not fast walking. He's just walking.
Right, I'll find a hiding place then. Ugh, the stealth rolls are terrible today.
So, Dax, your team Sandy Boys, aren't you?
No, I'll be with the Aqua.
Aqua.
Who's Team Aqua?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
me.
who we're missing then, apart from Rose? Oh, Barnet.
Me.
Barnet. Liam.
Barnet.
Make a stealth
Hello,
roll.
my sons. Oh,
Sorry, I knew because there were 6 of you. I knew it was Mario.
That'd be 8. There we go, it worked that time.
Right, and where are you hiding, by the way? Like, in a shipwreck, running around the corner?
I'll be trying to go into shipwreck, I think.
Okay. Dax, are you shipwreck as well? No,
No, I'll be in
fucking
the water.
Josiah, sorry, Josiah.
Hello?
Are you hiding in the shipwreck with Barnet?
Yeah, why not?
Copy. Nivara?
Can I
We're...
ask a-
Go on,
before
go
I
for it.
start? Is this guy moving in the same way that the others are moving in?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll hide in the shipwreck, I guess.
Yep.
No, I'm not going to hide in the shipwreck because boats can burn. Is there a rock nearby or a bush or something?
It is a
You got-
20-foot-ish wide sandy beach with the ocean on the right and the shipwreck and cliff edges on the left.
And you got a huge white sun hat, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm in the shipwreck. It will burn to death.
It's,
Yes, I
it's
have a-
going to be a bit damp. It's not.
It's
Yeah.
it's in water.
Okay, I'll get in the shipwreck.
Boats don't catch on fire. Silly.
No,
Never.
no. There's not even
Oh.
like there's a type of boat called a fire boat or anything. No.
Okay.
So-
So that's Team Sandy Boys all stealthed up with no place to go. So Team Aqua. Are you going round the bottom side of the shipwrecks and then round the big rocky face? Or are you running ahead, potentially in view, and then into the water that way?
Mm.
I would.
Because one will take a
thought-
long time, the other will take a lot less time, but
Yeah, the quick one.
Get into the water quick. I take it the water's like a bit choppy and that.
on the where the waves aren't, no, because the shipwrecks are actually blocking a lot of the ocean waves for the most part. It's still got some motion in the ocean, but it's not terribly choppy. The other side, like if you decided to take the long route and dropped back into the main body of water, then it would be a little difficult. I'll say with people being who they are in this Team Aqua, I would say it's probably not going to require rolls, but obviously penalties for speed will occur where possible, apart from those with swim speeds.
Mhm.
As you make your way into the ocean. Can I get stealth rolls with disadvantage? Because you are making a break for it in potentially open... Like, don't forget, the guy's looking down coast, and you're going to run pretty much in front of his view into the water.
So this is to get to the water. Okay.
Yes.
Shit.
Alright. Alright. You all make a break for it very quickly, and Team Sandy Boys, you hear just the as you hear the splashing of water and then the eventual submergence of them. You don't hear any reaction, so you don't notice, like, and this is Team Sandy Boys, you don't hear any, like, raise the alarms, ding, ding, ding bells or anything like that, so yay?
Mm.
Don't tempt me, Ben.
If we swim a little north
Okay.
and wait for him to carry on round.
Now
I
it's going to
assume
be
he's going.
now it's going to be a normal stealth roll, and Vlad, I will be kind and allow you to roll flat for the simple fact, with like water tension and stuff, it would subvert the noise of your metal armor enough that and obviously with how sound travels in water anyway, I would say, because don't forget your disadvantage is based on sound, not sight.
Would it
So-
not be advantage if we're underwater? Stealth?
I'm altering the DC essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm removing his disadvantage because he's meant to have disadvantage for heavy armor, but that's based on noise, and I don't know if you guys would agree, but I at least take the view of metal in water,
that
the
makes
sound
sense.
just would barely travel at all unless it was significantly loud, which
Mhm.
if he's trying to still remain stealthy, I would say wouldn't be. But he still rolled a 6, so, you know,
Yeah.
thumbs up for trying.
Hey, I've improved on my last one and 5.
You did. You did. Still shit, though, but you did. You all head into the water, and you start making your way north a little bit, How far do you go, roughly? Because without sticking your head up above water, you can't really see what's going on too well. I remember, right, none of you have means of communicating with the Sandy Boys, who are currently in a shipwreck and have limited vision at best in any direction.
Yeah.
Would we have decided that beforehand? Just asking. I don't know.
If you have
No.
something that Nivara would have mentioned,
I can message them, but we can't see it. I don't believe they would be able to message back because I do think they have to speak the message. It's not like sending.
Let me check actually.
Is it telepathic or yeah?
I think it is, but I think you still have to physically speak. Let me double check. I'm double checking.
I think you speak it, but I think it's like no one else can hear it. But I could be wrong.
I assume though, because they are able to breathe underwater, they don't suffer the same kind of things as us. When we speak underwater, we obviously start drowning unless we're able to breathe underwater.
Right,
I don't think that.
You point your finger towards a creature and target within range. The target hears the message and can reply in a whisper only you can hear. So unless you're okay with it, would because you're not going to drown in water. You're not holding your breath. I would say yes, you would be able to whisper a reply, but it would be garbled and a little fucked up because try and talk with a mouthful of water. Do you know what I mean? I would say because you are able to breathe in water, you're not going to choke and like fucking die, but it will be difficult. So I would say, just for the sake of Matt, just as a ruling, try and keep replies simple and short.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to hate to be this guy. But isn't it? Oh, you water or air ganassi?
Water.
Oh, so that's not whole breath. You can just breathe underwater.
Yeah,
Okay.
the air.
That's why he's blue.
Abadi. Yeah, no, it's fine.
So listen up. Here's a story about a little guy, and then it goes on and on. Okay. Neither will point in the general direction of the water boys and just be like, we do not see anything. What she'll do is she'll take out her timepiece and use it like a little mobile phone. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like a little phone watch. So she'll be like, hello, we do not know what is going on. We cannot see. So I will keep messaging. I'll say this to Wade, who I know will probably be the leader of group 2. Sorry, guys. And just be like, so I will keep messaging and tell us when we need to do things. Okay?
Okay.
So you guys go, water boys go for a little more distance, and enough to a point where you probably gauge this is probably enough. You don't know, obviously, assuming steady pace and stuff of whoever's coming. Team Sandy Boys, though. You guys send the message, and you wait. What are you waiting for? What's the trigger? What's the key? What's the crook?
Every minute, I will basically message again. So she will be like, any updates? And just basically keep in touch let's say every 30 seconds. She'll just keep on. Basically, she's, what's it called when someone keeps on sending multiple messages to the group message? Do you know what I mean? That kind of, yeah, she's, unfortunately, just for this time, because she can't see them, she will keep doing it.
Wait, have you updated your warranty? No.
One of these days I'll have to change Kavane into an octopus if we're going to do loads of water stuff, so we can kind of like grab on and then we can communicate that way. But for this, it works, you know? So yeah, I'll just keep spamming. Wait, with little messages going. Any updates? Hello?
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 Nothing yet.
Okay.
Hello? No.
So, as these messages go out, so, water boys, when do you submerge? I mean, surface.
Well, if we get close enough to the surface that we can see him but still be underwater, I guess that's not going to be possible, is it?
Not,
to poke.
not very
Suppose-
easily, no.
If I try and poke my blue head out of the water, so it's probably less
yeah,
visible.
Go on.
I'm going to advise it's not me that does it because my rolling's been terrible so far. I'm clunky and clanky, so I'd make the most
You
noise.
spend 2 or 3 minutes travelling northward on the map slightly. You very carefully poke your head up. And you see he's probably more now. If I do this, he's probably more like here now.
Okay.
Heading. And that's the first
Back
message you
down.
send back.
Back down and wait a few minutes.
And you poke up and he's about here.
Okay, now we go.
Okay.
We try and stealth and sneak up behind him with a grapple and kind of cover the mouth and try and knock him out.
Make stealth
That's
checks.
that's the plan.
Is nobody else going?
This time I'm going on my own.
Okay.
I mean, see why not?
Why are you rolling, Barney?
I'm going along.
You're not
Go.
water boys!
Wait,
I
Who's
can breathe
water again?
underwater.
This is the water boys.
hold on. Who's landing me again?
What?
Who's on the land?
You, Nivara, and Josiah.
Okay.
The water boys are about to jump on the guy. You're okay, Bab. You're okay. Lad, are you not going?
Is it wise for me to go right now?
You can be back up, I guess, if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, so just me and Dax.
Yep. So as you two stealthily and slowly leave the water, and you head out, and as you breach the water and go towards him, the guy immediately stops, turns to you all, and stares at you.
How far away am I?
Probably 10 foot.
Charge and tackle him.
Roll to hit.
What am I rolling?
It would be an athletics check because it's a grapple. So it'd be your athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics.
Cool. Okay.
And you successfully, as he holds no means of fighting you, he just kind of stands there as you jump on him. You tackle him, like you grab him by the waist and you pull him to the floor, and he just stands there, like, oh, he's with this like empty facial expression as he's just kind of watching you to just jump on him as you push him to the floor.
Right. Does he try and struggle and get away?
Nope.
I'll just come up and like just tie him up just as a precaution.
Yeah.
You do, and you're able to manipulate him with no fight back at all.
You try and drag him.
But
to
he maintains a position to try and look at you face on it, unless like you flip him over or something, then he can't. But he'll then turn his head and look around at you as best as he can.
Yeah, try and turn him away from me and then kind of push him towards the boats.
And you will be able to do so quite easily with no fight back.
Okay.
With his hands tied, you'll be able to frog march him, the three of you, towards the shipwrecks.
He's acting very strange.
This is very weird.
I have a suspicion. I don't know. I have a secret suspicion someone's watching through his eyes.
Possibly.
The fact that he's given no resistance when we tackled him.
He's clearly not drunk.
Yeah, the fact he's trying to look at us intentionally.
Yeah. Got anything that can cover his eyes?
I could probably cover his eyes at least.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, blindfold him.
you blindfold him as well. Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to take any precaution, any risk really, because you don't know.
Yeah.
A short,
So-
a short moment later, Team Sandy Boys, you will hear the noises of Dax and Wade talking quietly to each other as they're blindfolding while also frog marching this captive towards the shipwrecks.
Yeah. Just I'll have a little peek out.
And you will see a man with his hands tied behind his back and his face covered with a rag. Blocking his
do you
eyes.
recognise him at all?
No. Looks to be a young man, probably early to mid 20s, maybe. Slim build, wearing simple clothes.
Who's your new friend?
I'll kind of kick his knees so he's kind of down on his knees and try and keep him in place, even though he's not really fighting.
He doesn't, apart from the movements you're manipulating upon him, he does not move a muscle.
So are they in the shipwreck now?
Yes.
Just outside of, but if you want to push him inside, I suppose you can. And obviously, the Team Aqua will explain how there was zero fight. He was he watched you guys. He didn't even attempt to run, fight. Just let it happen.
All he wants to do is look at our faces. So, hence the blindfold.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of magic he's under.
What can I look at the rest of the village? Like, what are they doing?
Perception check.
Ooh, first good roll.
24 or so people that Nivara explained, and you saw them all in various different states. Some in the watchtower, some loading, some cutting, some forging. You peek past the shipwreck, and the first thing you see, stood on the end of the dock, looking you clean in the eyes, is 3 of the dock workers. You look at the other portions and you see almost every single person has stopped working and he's staring clean in your guys' direction.
So they know they're here straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Right, okay, we need a plan and we need it
they have
quick.
paused all of their activities and they are all making themselves openly visible to you guys, even the one in the watchtower. Not holding the ballista, but they're all staring. Unmoving.
Or any of them moving in our direction, or they just standing there?
The only one that moved in your direction is the one you currently have. Every other one stood on the docks, stood by the forge, stood by the lumber camp, on the edges of the beach, in the watchtower, all silently staring.
I'll be honest, guys, I fucking don't like this.
I'll try and question him and then...
And you'll notice as well, even the one that is blindfolded, while he cannot see, you hope, his face is pointed towards you guys.
Are you going to speak?
Smack him on the side of the head. Not hard, but kind of a...
Just like a little tap.
Yeah.
You kind of tap him on the side of the head, and his mouth opens just slightly. Probably 2 inches or so. And a voice reaches out from it. Who is this that is in our domain? Both Josiah and Wade recognize this feminine voice.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello, Josiah. Didn't expect to see you all back so soon. Well,
Wow.
I say see, but a little tied up at the moment. Why are you
What the
here?
fuck have you done to these people?
Nothing. They're working for us. Why do you ask?
Uh, Normally, that's not how it works, is it?
And it's literally like almost, it's a speaker. It's like a weird speaker, and there's like a tinniness to her voice as she replies. As it's based like the guy's a living speaker. I don't understand why you're questioning our methodologies, Josiah, when you left us so suddenly. This is how
'Cause
we
they're
are
wrong.
working now. It is efficiency.
It's against the code, isn't it?
We have not broken any code with any of our sailors. These are our dockhands. All of them.
People, I could explain it 10 times, you wouldn't understand. So, are you coming to get us, or what's going on?
Well, we're heading back home. We'll be there soon, assuming you're willing to wait. I'd very much like to catch up with you.
Why, though? This is what I can't understand.
Why what? Why we wish to catch up with you when you're the one in our place of rest? You found us, not the other way around.
What about the parlay?
What parlay?
Okay.
What parlay? Are you declaring one?
I'll look at the rest of the group and he's like, I'd rather just leave, to be honest. I don't know what we're going to ask him.
Wade's deliberately keeping his mouth shut.
He will
He's
just
waiting.
put his finger up to his lips for Wade, kind of like, no, don't.
Mm-hmm.
Has all of you gone quiet now or something? I'm still waiting for an explanation.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand why you've got so fucked up, really. I want you to stop it.
What do you mean fucked up? We
The
haven't changed.
sacrifices.
Right. And do you remember why we did those sacrifices?
I don't know, probably something unlimited power.
It was to gain access to a facility. A wealth of knowledge that clearly you've forgotten.
Well,
But
I stopped getting told so much because you wormed your way in. But anyway,
again, I will ask, what parlay were you on about?
I think we were one of the parlays where you wanted us to be some of these lobotomized dockhands. You just didn't realize it was us or me.
Were you the people that were on the south side of the Shockjade Mine Island?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Yes, well, didn't know where it was you, didn't know it was you at the time. Although I'm surprised you got here so quickly then, if that's the case.
You know me, resourceful.
Liam, closed down Vampire Survivors.
I saw it. It's bad, Liam. You're doing your porn homework. Get on that.
Well, given both yours and Wade's nature, I assumed you would have respected a parlay then rather than run. We did put out a request and they ran into the island.
Thing about a parlay is you can parlay and then you're stalling. Right. Are we grabbing shit and running or are we parlaying? Hands up. He's like, we're taking a vote.
Sorry. May I ask one question, if it is not too much trouble?
Yeah,
Sire?
well, we got we,
The
we've
head,
got time. We
the
haven't
head
got time.
turns toward you, Nivara.
Hello. We have not met yet, so yes. What did you do? What did you do to the dockhands?
Nothing that they didn't request. We
Really?
made them simply more efficient by connecting them all to a single consciousness. It's easier that way. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, I do. Efficiency is brilliant, and sometimes people, yeah, I understand completely where you are coming from. I just don't understand the specifics of it. Do you use an item or some sort of spell?
Don't think that matters now, does it?
Oh, it does. I just. The only reason I ask is just due to the fact that I believe it is important to whether we decide to stay and talk with you. If it is as soon as you get within a certain number of spaces from us, that we are suddenly under your control, and I am under no person's control.
Well, given the situation we're in, how about this? I will explain part of the process to you in person. If you all choose to stay, that is. If you unbind the poor boy that you have with you, I'm sure he will lead you to guest accommodation until we return in probably a day or so, maybe more.
Do not know yet whether you are worth my time. Josiah, I will go with the group, but
I'll tell you what. How about this? We'll unbind your dock boy. We'll send him off to the dock. We'll have a conversation. If we want to parlay, we'll talk to the dockhand in a couple minutes. If you don't hear anything else, we've gone our way.
If that's what you wish.
And you'll unbind the dockhand and
And when you do, his arms will remove the blindfold and hand that back to Dax. I'm sure this is yours.
No. Before that point, when he goes to take
He
the blind,
jumps in the water.
yeah, I will block
See ya.
that with a massive sun hat. Just kind of like move into position so it's blocking Wade's departure.
Dive into the sea.
Has Wade already forgotten that you
I have
tackled
been
him in
seen,
full
but
view?
But I don't know.
she's already said Wade.
I know, but I'm not sure if she actually knows I'm here. Well, I guess she does.
She does.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, no, you tackled the guy in full view.
And then he stared at me right
And
in
Dax,
the face.
yeah. The only person he hasn't seen was Vlad, technically. But so do you still block it just as an FYI? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. I still block it if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you kind of put your big hat in front of Wade, and the blindfold is removed, and it's folded up once, twice, and it's then presented to Dax. I believe this was yours, yes?
Yes.
And just for your information, I'm quite content not to be seen.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
So,
my hat's just hide behind me.
He's going to return. He's going to continue his work. And we shall speak with you all soon. And then the mouth will shut. And you'll hear a raspy male voice. Goodbye. As it then turns and goes to walk out.
Yeah. Can I, because he's now got the blindfold off, can I just have a look at him and see if he's showing any outward signs, you know, like different coloured eyes, something going on? Do you know what I mean? With the fact that he's acting, he's being controlled. Is there any outward signs of him being controlled? Like, is there a big purple band around his head? I don't know. Do you know what I'm getting at?
Arcana check.
Thank you. My rolls tonight. 9.
You're unsure. There are a number of spells of varying strengths that can do things similar, exact.
Mhm.
You don't see anything overt, like you don't see like a collar, you don't see like a ring, a bracelet, you don't see like a tattoo, a scar, a birthmark, or anything like that. So immediate guess would be a magic item that can be used from afar, or maybe a spell of some kind. But it's one of them. The problem is the scope is so large at the moment. It's going to probably take a bit of time and a bit of figuring out to tailor it in to figure it out.
Okay.
With my insight of 9, did I get? I was trying to figure out whether she's changed or been controlled. So, like her mannerisms of how she was speaking, was it her or was it just her voice being used by someone else?
As far as you could tell, it was her.
Okay.
And the dockhand will walk
right.
down the beach, back towards the main group of them. And one by one, those that were staring begin to continue their work.
It's proper creepy.
Alright, I think we've got 3 decisions on the table, 3 choices.
Mm-hmm.
We parlay.
Yeah.
We just fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Or we fuck this place up.
I'll look at the second option.
Wait.
Yes.
I believe that in this specific thing, your opinion might weigh more than most of ours. What do you
have.
want?
If she's willing to turn people into zombies, I'm not sure I even trust this parlay to just not be they open fire from the ship. So even if we do the parlay, we don't want it here.
It is not just that, as I explained to her, she could. So, with most magical spells, as I'm sure you understand, the theory behind how magic is cast on multiple enemies, you have to use really a lot of energy to do so. She is maintaining this at a certain level for a long period of time. Was she a wizard or a sorcerer of some sort?
I'm going to have to ask the DM. Was she?
So they're going,
I
sorry?
don't think I'll have to ask the DM. Was she spellcaster, wizard, sorcerer? I don't think I ever chose that.
If she was ever going to be put into a box, it would probably be fighter, maybe.
Okay.
Definitely.
Desire
You never saw her ever exude any archaic abilities.
Yeah. Okay.
Josiah will say something like, on their items, like your pointy magical stick thing, going to be an item.
Exactly.
It's probably not her doing the spell. Could be an item, or it could be someone else that they have.
She
What about the
fired
captain?
crossbow bolts into me. She didn't spell me.
What about the captain? You know any magic?
I thought not, Danny. I thought he started dabbling, but maybe knew cantrip or two the last couple of months.
Yeah, towards the end, he had started to dabble and showed signs of something, but you assumed that was just as a consequence of the rituals he was conducting.
Mm. He's trying.
It shouldn't be this powerful yet.
No.
Sorry, you said that he is trying.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear. This is what is worrying me currently. unlike myself or Dax or even Vlad, we all show different sorts of magical abilities. When someone is trying, it usually means they have got power from somewhere else beyond what we display. Does not necessarily mean a bad thing. It just could mean that he's made a new friend and that friend gives him magical powers. It usually does mean a bad thing, actually. Sometimes, each their own. If they are performing it at this high level of ability with this number of people, means it is a very strong, I assume, artifact. I do not want to be anywhere near an artifact of that nature. They could, for example, take Barnet, and Barnet could chop our heads off before he is even knowing what he is doing. You may
I'll do that.
As you say that, Barnet, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. Saving throw. That's got me -2. Good luck, everybody.
Great.
Duck.
No,
I jump into the sea.
having gone. 5.
As she says that, Barnet, you kind of like envision what that would be like.
Mm.
And you feel your hand like move on its own for a moment and reach into your small sack that you've got at your backpack.
Ooh, oh.
And
Yeah, small sack, yeah.
and everyone notices it's quite obviously overt, and as you will kind of like will notice, he pulls out a piece of bread and eats it.
I thought he was going to pull out the picture or one of the pictures.
I was going to say that, and then I changed it at the last second. The wisdom save was to hold back the urge. You failed.
I am just worried. I do not know off the top of my head, even though I understand the theory behind all magic, just not the actual application just yet. But something of that powerful level I have only read about.
Right, so we are leaning on towards not parlay, but it doesn't make sense. I don't think these guys are going to fight us. Does it make sense to poke around the rooms, see if we can find anything, and then go?
We could play along and ask for a tour, and then if we see anything, or
I don't want to
sneak
parlay
around.
just in case it comes back onto me. But
if we accept a parlay, are we then verbally contracted to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, then never mind.
How about we leave? Just tell them to go.
There's going to be some sort of information here. What are they gathering?
I'm not being funny, but then what if we leave now? Then what the fuck are we doing? Because we just we encounter them, and okay, fair enough. I wanted to engage them on my terms, but we spent a couple of weeks now just following around.
Yeah, if there's information, we need to find it.
So maybe we just tell them to go fuck themselves. We're having a wander around. If we see you, we see you, and then we just start pilfering.
Well, I don't think pilfering, because it's just like we're gonna have a wander around. We won't take it. Like if it's like some letter or something, we'll take that. We won't steal all this shit because I'd rather just be an annoyance rather than take all their stuff and they try and hunt us down.
Yeah.
But we just need information to try and disrupt what they're going to do in the future, don't we?
Yeah.
So how about then we keep this as simple as possible? We don't negotiate terms. We don't do any of that. We just say, we'll catch up with you a little bit, do what we need to do, and then as we go, actually, no, and then leave. Just keep it vague, keep it simple, you know?
Well, it's that, or someone else could say they parlay and I just don't say anything. Either way. So, well, I think let's just go. Let's just see if we can blag it past the people.
Yes.
We wander in.
Yeah.
We have a nosy. We take it if there's any information. We take it, and then we leave.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Let's go then. And you'll sort of pirate saunter out of the wreck.
So
Onto the
emerging from the
beach.
darkness of the shipwreck and into the light of the beach and the cove, you brazenly push your way northwards to the main heart of Jacob Prescott's abode. You
I hope
are
that's alright, because otherwise meta, like, we're doing this, we're not like, we're just wandering around the whole way.
You are, yeah, I know. You are unimpeded in any way as you make your way in and past the first building on the left. You are noticed. You can almost feel an overwatching presence. But nobody stops you in any way. And you are free to walk into the center. At some points, some people will stop, turn, stare, and then blink a couple times and stare, and then carry on.
And Josiah will be like, morning, and like, in a mocking sort of sarcastic way, like, morning, sir, how are you on this fine morning?
A very slight nod is given back, and the guy continues.
I don't know. For people with high insight, he's creeped out, so he's kind of putting on a
show to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First building you walk past, that one on the very top at the left,
yeah,
looks to be a small home of some sorts that's been made. The next building, going clockwise, this is, looks to be some lumberyard, carpenter's yard, like shipwright area where, and then next to that is the well and the forge. The other side of that is another lodging of some sort, and then finally the watchtower.
I think we're going for the lodgings, and then just leaving.
I want to see what they're loading for the next trip as well.
All right. So, house number 1, then loading, then house number 2, then go.
Have a quick look if they're making anything specific, but it's probably going to be weapons.
Wow, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What's behind house number 1 then?
In what? You open the door and you push it open. It is unlocked. Standing about 2 foot away, facing the door, is a person looking you clean in the face.
Morning.
Aren't you going to invite us in?
There is no response and no movement.
I'll
Stood semi-blocking the door about 2 foot from, like, just enough so when the door swung open, it didn't hit him. They just said,
Yeah.
Try and squeeze past.
Can I just semi? Excuse me. Can I just?
no response.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
No response, just still staring.
Oh, okay.
Can I? I'm gonna just gently nudge him to a side. Like very gently nudge it, like, you know, just like when you're like in a crowded pub or whatever.
Yeah. And as you do, you kind of just put you kind of like use the back of your hand and forearm and just like push like on their left side as you're looking at them and kind of like push to the right with your right hand almost. And they just kind of move very easily, like almost as if they're on wheels or something, like they weightlessness, like they basically are moving with you as you push them.
Yeah.
And then their back just kind of against the wall very lightly because you're not pushing. But their face is turned to the left and just looking at you.
Yeah, crowded tavern rules, guys. Let's let's hurry up with this. All right, I'll start having a rummage, I guess.
And as you all carefully walk past this young man, as the last one goes past, he moves forward, shuts the door, and turns to face you all.
That's a good job. It was drafty.
You notice in the room, it's about a 10-foot high ceiling, and it's like a slight T-shaped room where it's like you've got like a small corridor about 15 foot, and then it opens out into like a rectangular room with like more like a barrack setup.
Barnet.
Yeah.
Can you just watch him? Make sure you don't move or try and lock the door or anything?
I can try.
And just tell us if he does. Yeah.
Yeah, so if he locks the door, I'll tell you.
Before he locks the door, don't let him lock the door.
Yeah. Like.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, but if I tell you that I lock the door, I'm telling you, isn't he?
Right.
That's the problem there.
If he moves at all, tell us. And if he tries to do anything specific, like lock the door, stop him.
He's moving now. Look, he's breathing.
Vlad, keep an eye on that one. If he goes to lock the door,
To keep an eye on the.
I would walk to the door, open it, and stand in the doorway.
That's because I was standing at the door anyway.
Because I'll just look at Barnett in disgust as well, then turn around and face outwards.
okay.
Right.
I'd have a hood up, try to keep my face covered so this person doesn't see me.
Navarra, you're probably the best at. Well, you Wade. Have a look. Have that.
Investigation.
If you're going to start rummaging the room, yes, investigation would be a great start.
Yeah.
Perception's a hell of a lot better for investigation.
Are we doing this separately, or do you want advantage?
Do it separate because my shite.
Okie dokie.
Whilst they're doing that, can I just check like the other rooms and stuff? Make sure there's no one around, like apart from this one dude.
There are two doors. Like, so essentially you've got the small rectangular corridor that then opens up, so it's like a T shape overall, the building is. Left and right, and you can see there's a barracks, and then there are two doors either end. You go and check first door, and you see like essentially like a washroom. You see like a large pail with
toilet. Yeah.
This is more like the bath.
Oh yeah.
You go to the other end, and then that's where the medieval toilet is. Like, so one end's for cleaning, one end's for defiling. Luckily, you don't walk in on anybody. It seems the only person in this building at the moment is the one stood by the door.
The one room that was worth searching is the one that is currently being searched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which essentially is like a barracks almost. It's got like lots of beds and hammocks and sleeping spots, all in various different stages of construction.
Yeah, I'll go back in and just be like, I think this is for and you'll do the like air quotes workers, and don't spend too long. We need to. I think it's going to be the other house. So hurry up.
Yeah.
We look in lockers, in drawers, under fire. I don't know. Literally, we do a sweep and just also check for any hidden compartments. You know what I mean? With just a sweep of the hands to see if you feel a difference in the stuff. Quick and simple. Oh.
As you start searching, just remember, Jackal, the party are reading chat, just as a FYI.
Yeah, we.
Half of them can see you. But as you start searching the different drawers and the different like beds and things like this, you see a lot of individual personal effects. Like, you probably see a few copper coins and maybe an odd silver piece here and there. You find things like a pack of cards in someone's drawer. You can see like half-eaten rations and things like this. It seems to be very mundane for the most part.
Yeah.
Other one?
Right. Are we?
Move on. Next one.
Let's head out then. I'll tip a non-existent hat to the zombie man and be like, "Good day."
And as you being the last one out, like, you give this kind of good day. You swear, just as you like face to face walking past, it winks at you for like a second as you leave.
And I'll say, I know you're there.
She's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And the door and shuts.
Right. So we're gonna have a quick look at the loading thing on the way to the house.
I suggest we do that last.
I was going to say,
sorry.
because as you can see, the stairs up to the dock on the side with the forge.
Oh, okay.
I suggest.
Okay, so you go house, dock, leave. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll be, Josiah will be like, don't get a false sense of security. She's watching.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They could turn at any second. Just keep an eye on them.
Right, to the house.
Then the second house, the white one there that you can see, looks a lot bigger and a lot nicer. It looks like it was constructed longer ago. It looks more established. You go to open the front door and it's locked.
I look at the thief. Well, being Josiah, that I know of.
Is there a window nearby? Is there a little window?
Yep. There are
I didn't,
windows.
I do have a sleight of hand, but I don't think I forgot. I think I forgot to pick up any picks.
Barnett, can I borrow you? Or Vlad would work just as well. As you know, you're searching for your stuff, trying to find thieves' tools, and then remembering you haven't got thieves' tools. Barnett, Vlad, may I borrow one of you?
I was muted, sorry.
Classic Liam.
I don't think I have thieves' tools.
I haven't got thieves, but I
No.
think that's what she wants.
I have a hunting trap. Does that help?
Just answer a question, Barnett.
I'm more than
I am
happy.
available.
Take Barnett. I'll stay here with the others. That's fine.
Are you trying to open the door?
Yes.
I'll try. I've got thieves'
Oh.
tools. Funny enough.
Okay.
I was going to ask somebody to break the fucking window. Let's just get in here. I'm not fucking
I
ring
mean, you
with
don't
the
need to
door.
be strong to make a window.
If we can do
I'm sorry.
this with least damage as possible, then they can't be too angry with us. We're just being nosy if we start breaking stuff.
It's okay. They don't forget about their plans and decide not to murder us all. Like,
Mhm.
I think we're pretty solidly in that camp already, so who gives a shit? You know, they tried to kill Josiah before we even met him.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm still confused about. But anyway, let's move. Let's carry on.
That's out of character. All
Yeah,
of that.
same.
Oh,
Same.
right, okay.
So, Dax, you're going to try and pick the lock. Ivara, you're going to try and get Barnett to pick the window.
I'm
Pick.
Heavy.
keeping a lookout to see if
Dax,
anyone
can you roll?
becomes aggressive.
Are you proficient
Well,
with thieves' tools?
I'm half persistent.
Okay, so can you roll a dexterity check with half proficiency, round up if you need to?
Not just a sleight of hand.
No.
No.
It's an actual thieves' tools check,
Right.
which is dexterity based, and because you've got half proficiency, you will add half of your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so I'll just do a dex.
It'll be.
What's your proficiency bonus? Should be 2, shouldn't it?
2 into considering level
So
2, so
you got
not.
an 11.
Yep.
You start fiddling with the lock, and it's proving a little tough at the moment. You don't damage your picking set or anything like that, but you do not manage to break in.
Josiah will tap him on the shoulder, like, "May I?"
I'll just break the window while this is going on.
By all means.
And
I'll
as
use my bonky stick to do it.
and as you hand over the thieves' tools check, you as just Barnett just claps the window with his quarterstaff.
Oh,
Never mind.
It's just done.
fuck's sake.
So
Well,
must have been discreet on this.
Right,
No.
Bob, you can pay Charlotte.
What? I'll pay Charlotte. And not only that, these are people who are trying to murder everybody and are keeping zombies. Why are we worrying about what they feel? And we'll try to get a.
I think we're just trying to be insignificant enough that we can, fuck them
Easy.
over later.
We want to be easily ignored.
I don't think you can be easily ignored when you're his ex-friend and ex-bedmate. Like, would you mind giving me a little lift and I'll go clambering? Barnett.
Wait,
you do
she
get a
does
head,
that?
yeah, you get a head tilt of you know that.
Yeah, Josiah looks as well. Like what?
Can Nivara make a dexterity check?
Oh,
I will allow acrobatics.
They're both the same. I'll just roll acrobatics because it's easier. That is a 16.
Okay, you manage to get in through the window, avoiding the large shards of glass that are protruding from the edges of the frame. It does snag on your clothes a little bit, and you do hear a few like hefty rips and snags. But in all honesty, better the clothes than like a leg or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like as you finish climbing through, you do notice like a little chunk of fabric on the window that was left behind by you.
Oh dear. My dress. Don't give a shit. I will make my way over to the door and unlock it from the inside. Or is it like a key lock?
It's a key
Is
lock.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, through the window then.
I will. Can I get the piece of fabric that's kind of fluttering there, please?
Yep, easy enough.
I will pick it up and put it away because pals before you use items of bits of people, so be careful, guys.
Josiah will like walk
gross.
over and ask Barnett, "Can I borrow your axe for a minute?" Club or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And you'll use it just to like knock out all the like stray bits of
There it
glass in the
goes.
window
There
frame.
you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's
Takes a
you
couple
clear
minutes,
up-
but yeah, you
Yeah.
clean it up and you knock it all onto the floor on the
Yeah.
inside. But yeah, you clean it up as best as you can where there is only... It's going to eliminate the need for a roll.
If you want to do a crime, do it properly, and then you'll jump through the window.
I mean, this is the first time I have. Well, no, it wouldn't be the first time I have committed a crime. Anyway, we're indoors now, so let's get searching.
It's probably the first time you've done an honest working class crime.
Mm-hmm. This is the first time I have broken and entered. Is it? I don't remember.
I don't know. Right, go have a look, and I'll start cleaning the rooms.
Yeah, I'm going to start in the main room and just kind of like zoom in on anything which might seem like there's a desk or there's a table or there's drawers somewhere, chest, that kind of thing.
The room
I'll
you've
have a
en-
look
the-
to see.
Unlike the other building as well, this is more of a square planned building and it's 2 floors. The first floor that you're on, the ground floor, is more of a living space. And you can see there looks to be a dining table and chairs, and you can see like a small relaxation space with like comfy padded chairs and things like this. It looks more of a comfortable living space, and then there are stairs leading upstairs.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll just sort of clear the rooms if that makes sense.
You head upstairs, and you can see that there are 3 doors upstairs on this. Like, essentially, you go up the stairs and they turn 90 degrees halfway up and continue following the edges of the wall. And as you get to the top, you can see a small rectangle landing, and there are 3 doors: 1 left, 1 center, 1 right.
Left, center, then right.
You open up the left door first, clearing through, and you can see, again, of a much higher standard, but you can see a bathroom of sorts. And you can see that there's the chamber pot, there's the bath, there's all the amenities you would need in theory, as best as quality can provide for the medieval era. Straight ahead, you notice the master bedroom, because all the internal doors, FYI, are just unlocked. And you notice a master bedroom of a 4-poster bed with various well-decorated fabrics and niceties, wardrobes with clothes in and things like this. You can see a small desk with a mirror and a stool sat in front of it. On the right, you notice a small office of some sort. You can see next to the window that there is a desk with a chair, and you can see it's extremely tidy and very light on anything. There are some decoration pieces in here, like decorative swords and various different ornaments.
Is there any like pieces of paper or anything like that in here?
Not that you can see as you open the door.
Right. I'll go back downstairs and be like, door on the right is an office. Might be the best one for information.
I will start there, and yeah, and I'll brush past him on the stairs and go straight up to the office. Begins quickly scan reading through documents or whatever I need to do, opening drawers, and will shout if I need anybody. Basically, I'm going to go investigate.
Josiah will just stand in the doorway, like watching.
Do we want to check the other 2 rooms?
If you're asking, he's like, yeah, sure, come on in.
Okay. We'll get to Nivara in a second, and we'll continue with Wade and Josiah's. Like, Josiah, you just quickly show Wade, look, it's a fucking bathroom, dude, and then you show him the master bedroom and stuff. And again, 4-poster bed, well decorated and very nice, comfortable linens. You can see a large table with a mirror and a stool. You can see the 4 posts on the bed with like the, you know, like it's got like the roof type thing. You can see the wardrobe and there's some clothes. Like you can see bits of fabric sticking out. Anything? Do you wish to
investigate, see if anything's hidden away?
Okay.
I'm going full chaos mode and I'm going to the wardrobe.
Okay.
Gonna get a new outfit.
You throw open the wardrobe, and you see 2 distinctive sets of clothing, as in, like, you can see similar clothes to yours, but a bit finer and a bit nicer, in some reds, blacks, blues, even some, like, leathers and, like, browns. And on the other side, you can see clothes to fit more effeminate bodies and things like this. Similar style, but there's definitely a bit more decorative and a bit more flair and oomph put on the presentation.
Yeah, is there a hat, like a female hat in there?
Yeah.
Right, okay, just I'll put it on and be like, I'm sorry, Wade, I think your ship sailed, and sort of gestures to the hat.
Do I recognise the hat?
Roll a history check.
Kind of don't want to.
Yes, actually, you do recognise the hat.
He's like, I think that.
And funny enough, specifically, this hat is one that you remember buying.
Oh.
Oh.
Awkward.
There's that statement of when someone hangs their hat.
Literally. Well, yeah.
It's a simple pirate's hat, not a tricorn, but you know the one where it's like the slight, like the boat shaped one where it's like just a straight line one with like a domey bit in the middle. And you can see a single red feather that's sticking out the one side. And that's the thing that you notice first. And that's and then you, yeah. And you remember writing something on the inside of the hat as well.
I don't know. Take the hat.
It's on Josiah's head, but he'll let you like take it off his head.
And you see a small, just simple message: "Dearest Charlotte, wear it with pride, Wade."
Do I see that?
Yeah.
Can I do you?
I'm
not particularly hiding it.
I'd be curious to see what you're doing. So yeah, I'll be like, you gotta let it go, man. They're obviously at it. They're both in this room. Take it back if you want, or I'll wear it. Well, let's.
I throw it back in the cupboard.
All right. We gotta work on you getting angry, I think. Right. And he'll You'll like go back into the study to see what Nevaeh's doing.
And as you start, and as you continue going back to probe the desks and things like this, you can see that there's like it's clearly just a couple, what you could put down to just a couple's room. There's various bits of just knickknacks and like trinkets and things like this. You can even see small bits of jewelry and things like this just dotted around the room. Gold, silver pieces, brass pieces, copper.
Cool. Any weird symbology or iconography in
I
the
was
room?
going to say, this is now moving to you, because I was giving them a chance to say anything then if they wanted to. Right. Nivara. There's some tables with some decorative, like, ornate weaponry. You can see some, like, very, clearly not practical weapons, daggers and swords and stuff that are clearly meant to be an impressive sight. On the desk, you can see a small glass sphere that's sat on a 3-legged brass stand, and you can see that there is nothing else really on the desk. Like, you were expecting to see paperwork strewn about, and it's extremely well put together. And you start rifling through the drawers, and you open one drawer.
Drawers. Sorry, just before drawers, if I spot this crystal ball, I'm just going to cover it up with something, just a bit of cloth or something like that.
Easy enough to do.
Yeah, I just want to cover it just in case it's being used as a eyepiece for some reason, and then carry on. Sorry.
Easy enough to do. And as you open the first drawer, empty. Second drawer, empty. Third drawer, you can see unwritten blank paper with an ink pot, and you can see the quill in there as if it's all been put in the drawer after when not in use. And then the fourth drawer. This is the right. There's 2 drawers per side. The left side was entirely empty. The right side on the top had the blank paper. But go on.
I was just going to say, can I see what was last written on that? Like, if I hold it up to the light, do I see an indent in the paper?
Not immediately, no.
Okay. Also, with all the drawers, I'm checking for hidden drawers, if that makes sense. You know, doing the tap
Understood.
to see if it's... Yeah.
Can I get an investigation check for that?
Yeah.
But as you open the final drawer, bottom right, you see dozens and dozens of tightly wound and wrapped pieces of parchment, all sealed with a wax stamp. Probably 40 or so, maybe more.
I am just going to open one. Don't care.
So
yeah, I'll just... Yeah, even if it seals with wax or wax, I don't give a shit. That's fine.
You open them?
I open one, if that makes sense.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Abyssal, Ancient Terran, Common, Elvish, and Giant.
You don't recognise the language.
Do you say that?
You notice just as an FYI as well, the seal is very similar to what you saw on the ship, similar to Josiah's pendant, that fortress symbol.
I'm guessing the point where he's walking back into the room, because obviously that would line up perfectly, timing.
Yep.
And she'll just kind of like nod him over to come and have a look at what she's looking at.
Do I see? Do I read? Can I read?
What languages do you speak, Weddy?
Infernal and Common.
You do not understand it.
Aye.
This is not I. This is very not I.
Wait. I will try and learn if I can do languages at a later date.
I was muted. Does Primordial work?
Nope, Primordial does not work.
No.
Primordial or what?
No, that's it. I've got
Okay.
Elvish. That's fine.
None of them work.
Ooh,
It is a language that is unknown to the 3.
Alright, I guess decision time is, do we take all the... Oh,
I've got Celestial.
Doesn't work.
Okay.
Do we take it? I think was the
I've got
question.
keys.
Sorry, can I guess what the language might be? Like, you know how...
Okay. Yes. No, I get what you mean. Because although you don't know it, it's like the equivalent of you can look at German script and know it's German.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Make a history check.
Straight? Yeah. I was like, why would I pick up comprehend languages? I'm not going to need it. 18.
You take a careful look at it, and you really like kind of try and think, what the fuck could this be? And it doesn't have typical characters like any like dwarven based language, elven based language, infernal based language. It doesn't seem to follow any of those types of scripts, from what you can tell. And you kind of think on it, and like, and then something clicks in the mind, and it's like, I think I know what it is. You believe it to potentially be deep speech.
Of course.
Pick up deep speech.
Anyone
Sorry.
speak deep speech? Go
Deep
on,
speech.
Dax.
Sadly, no.
Oh,
You've opened it, so we take it with us.
But assuming they're all the same, because the paper looks all the same, it's sealed away in all the same way. These draw. There's about 40 of them.
The fucking scrolls is the question.
And what? Just as a point out, now you've realised it's deep speech. What you see is a large bulk of text, and at the bottom, in a different ink, you can see a signature followed with a thumbprint of blood.
Oh, that is how they control it.
And given the similarities in all the other contracts, you would assume these are all the same. Given how they look, it's a safe assumption that you're probably looking at some sort of deep speech contract. And you're looking into a drawer of close to 40, maybe more.
I looked at Navarra. I don't suppose destroying a contract would end a contract magically? Or is that even more dangerous?
I have heard stories that could potentially upset some external powers who are very specific about the way of keeping through contracts. I have heard of a story of
a Marut.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, I'm having flashbacks to a previous life.
Being smushed.
Navarra would be very intimately aware of breaking contract, not because this isn't just a business deal contract. This clearly, obviously, you assume has a bit more to it, and you're more than aware of the implications and the risks of breaking interdimensional bullshit magical contracts.
Yeah, I'm very well versed, I assume, in all things weird and planar and all that bullshit. This is not good. Okay. I'm going to pocket the one that we've got. Sorry, I'll talk in accent. I believe that we should keep this one, and I'm going to continue to look. Due to the
we
fact
can get it translated and get specifics of what they're contracted to do. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, from what I know about this speech in particular is that I don't really want to jump to assumptions just yet, but this is very bad news. If they are talking with something that has reachings of these speeches usually reserved for monstrosities, like abominations, in plain out terms. We will talk about it.
Isn't it?
I believe
yes.
both is correct.
Basically, more commonly, aberrations is actually their specific type of, with the same fact, we are humanoids, he is fae, etc., you know? But I'm just worrying, I've heard stories of creatures, well, not creatures, but those who are able to rip the very brain from people's heads that speak this language. So maybe we talk about it later when we're not still here and under attack.
So, okay, right. Is there anything else you need to search, or should we go?
I'm still going to continue my search because I don't think I've finished all the drawers in this room, have I? Secret compartments, anything like that, Danny?
Well, the scrolls and stuff was just basically what you found initially. Searching now for secret compartments. In the upper left drawer, the first one you checked that was empty, you do feel false bottom. As you pull the drawer out, you kind of finger the bottom of the drawer from the underneath, and you feel a hole. Small and circular, and you just stick your finger up, and it pushes the bottom of the drawer up, and then you're able to lift it and see inside, and there's probably 2.5 inch crevice, like that is the entire length of the drawer. And inside you see 6 vials of liquid.
What colour are they?
White and cloudy.
Oh my god, Liam, no.
Don't.
They're all corked. They're all probably about 1/2 inch wide, circular, and about 1 inch tall. All corked, half full of this white, it's almost like a jam consistency. It's very, like a thick, almost like a paste.
Based on our encounters with, I assume at all sorts of different points we've been in potion shops in our lives. Most of us have. I would guess I would do it. Can I have a look to see if I can guess what family this might be in?
You can throw an Arcana check at it if you want.
Please. Just if I've seen something like this before.
Make an Arcana check.
I'm just rolling. 16.
Nothing immediately springs to mind, and you can't quite place it. You don't remember ever seeing anything like this, really. You kind of just rack your brain around it. You don't know.
Can we go into whispers, please, Danny? I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I would like to do something to whispers. No, it'll be fine.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna take Rose into whispers. It's okay. Don't panic. See you in a sec.
Oh no.
Right. Do bear in mind that chat and stream can still hear you, but we are now alone. Technically.
Rest to not be watching this. Get out.
Yeah, party members mute for like a minute, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry. I just need to. So my idea of what I want to do is basically I'm going to try and not let them see as I move it into my stuff. Does that make sense?
You want to steal it.
Yeah, essentially. I don't want these. I want to steal it.
Whisper roll, sleight of hand check.
Is this against passives?
Yeah. So if you do a GM only dice roll.
GM only. I'm just gonna roll a d20. So that is sleight of hand 16.
Okay. And and that's against Wade and Josiah at the minute. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say
cool.
you beat their passives just because I'm gonna give you the because it's a tie. Because Wade is also 16, but I'm gonna give it you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just needed to get that sorted
Yeah,
straight away.
The reason why I'm giving it you is because they're currently looking over the contract while you're doing this, so they are slightly distracted, which is going to incur enough of a penalty where I'm going to give you the tiebreaker.
Would I make the assumption?
But this is only to get one.
One. Yeah, and then I will just basically drop the false bottom back. I just want to take one and drop the false bottom back so they don't even notice I'm doing it. Does that make
Understood.
sense? Yeah, I don't want them to know about it for specific reasons. Secondarily, whilst I've got you here, if it's not too much trouble to asking, are these people that we've seen throughout the camp depicting the same kind of thing as white resin users would have, I have been told, were like? Does that make sense?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
The people that basically think meth heads for the effects of what you're thinking of. These are far too proactive and actually functional.
Yeah, they seem to be mimicking. They're basically puppeting, but doing something anyway. They're not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. What should we tell them we were talking about? They're going to be suspicious of me. I know that.
I mean, what I would suggest you tell them is, first thing that comes to mind, see you later. I just chucked it back in there. There we go. We're back.
Danny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Danny, are you there?
Danny?
Ben, what do you want? I know you're all fucking around. Right. First person to say hello to me gets a level up. Cool. So, as we...
Where's he gone? Does he
know he's muted?
So, as we continue, Nivara will put the drawer back in its place while Josiah and Wade finish looking over the contract. We're going to wait for the joke to end, because I know they're being dumbasses. And we're going to wait them out. Liam, I know you're full of shit, buddy. I know what day it is. I know what shit you're pulling.
I really couldn't care less. Let's just carry on, personally. I ain't bothered. Let's just move forward.
No, you ain't getting me that easy, boys.
It's only actually a joke if you're before midday, and this is way past midday.
I mean, depending on what part of the world you're in. If it's Alaska, yeah, it's about 11.
Yes.
Anyway.
Danny, right. It's a miracle.
10 ways to kill a joke, everybody.
Could get your D&D book round.
I'm waiting for everyone to stop being silly so I can
Oh,
continue.
wait,
the
that's what I
lesson.
should have done. I should have read. I'm going to read a D&G joke now for that.
I did tell you about this. Judy should be for tonight.
Right, you know what?
As punishment,
Yeah.
we get.
We've already heard all of them already.
No. I'm going to read you a D&D joke.
A fresh one.
What's a lich's favourite place to eat lunch, everybody? The Cheesecake Phylactery.
Oh my god.
What's a dragon's least favourite thing, everybody? A surprise party of adventurers.
See, you brought this on yourselves now. We've got to suffer this because we're not messing about.
We had to
guys,
put this on Tuesday.
Hey guys, where can you find a rules lawyer? Buy the book.
Should be quoting one of you where stashing them.
Why does last one, and then we're going to continue. Why does everyone like hit points? Because they're the life of the party.
Oh no! Who got you that book again?
Sam.
Won't be soon.
The silence is beautiful. The silence is... I live for that type of cringe. But no, seriously. Anyway, guys. Nivara puts the drawer back after revealing the false bottom, and you two are just finishing looking over that contract, trying to figure out its potential origins and obviously seeing if you can even read it. Nivara shuts the drawer, and yeah, what do you do?
Right. Are we done then? Let's leave.
Sorry?
Yeah. Leave past the dock.
Yes.
Wait, can nobody hear me?
What?
I can
I've
hear
been
you.
trying to talk so many times.
Right. That's the first time I've heard you, Rose, since coming back.
Sorry, it might just have been with moving about and whatever. I couldn't tell if it was a carry on of the joke against you, Danny.
No. That what you just said there, asking if people can hear you, was the first time I've heard you speak since I moved you back into the main chat.
It must have just been when moving back then. So yeah. Other than the desks, is there anything other than in this room? Any other chests? Any chest of drawers? Anything like that? Really?
Nope. The room is fairly bare.
Brill. Cool. Dots?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Is there a position where I can sneak back into the bedroom of Wade not watching?
If I'm leaving, so yeah, if we make a way out and you hang
Yeah,
back,
I'm
I
guessing
probably won't notice.
I will be asking Wade to give us a lift through the window, so you've got plenty of time at this point. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I'll want to get that hat and stash it.
Of course you are. You're just going to turn up like wearing nothing but the hat.
Nothing at all.
Please
make a stealth check, Josiah.
Alright.
And Wade, make a perception check with disadvantage, because obviously Nivara's gonna be requesting your aid through the window.
Through the window.
Oh.
For fuck's sake.
You will notice after helping Nivara, like through the window, that Josiah is not with you.
Wait, does he actually?
we were going.
I'm coming. And I'll just stash the hat in like my knapsack or whatever.
Easy enough to do.
Head down.
Charlotte's birthday hat.
Yeah, I'll put it in my inventory then. Okay.
Oh my God. The worst thing about this whole house was figuring out that they've been sharing a room, which means they've been so harsh. Poor Wade.
I've got a dick to shoot off.
I mean, for all you know, she could just be borrowing his wardrobe.
You don't
Heavily
usually
implied.
I've seen enough soaps to know what's happening.
Looking at Josiah, he'd probably never seen a soap in his life, but come on.
Oh no, I think the amount of like places he gets around, he needs to bathe, otherwise he would have died or something long ago.
Return back to the rest of the group, I assume, and make our way to the dock.
The rest of the group, which is downstairs, yes, and then you will eventually be able to crawl your way back out into the front of the building.
Yeah, quickly past the docks, have a quick rummage through the cargo that's waiting to be loaded.
Yeah, have a quick look out to sea though first. Sorry, I'll say it in character. Wade, maybe you should look out to sea if you can see a boat whilst we start rummaging through this.
Okay.
Just in case.
Running up onto the dock and having a quick look over the boxes, Wade, you can see various different crates, and some are sealed, some are open topped. Looking in the open topped ones, you can see a couple dozen ballista bolts and things like this, like munitions. You can see other crates that are a bit more well kept, and without obviously prying them open, you don't know. You notice on the top of the pile, you notice a dark wooden, like latch box. It's like small, probably about foot wide. It's made of like a dark wood, and it's metal, like edged. Got a latch on the front with a lock.
Yeah. I was looking up to sea, so.
Oh, I thought you were looking at the goods.
I thought you were looking then heading back. Yeah.
Yeah, we can call it that, but yeah. So yeah. Any way we can get this? Try the pick locks on it.
I'll ask for the lock picks from the board. I was like, I think I can have a better go at it than you, if I'm being honest. If I fuck up, then I won't mention it again.
Be my guest.
That's metaphor. I got a +6 in sleight of hand.
Don't forget,
Mhm.
it's not sleight of hand you use.
What is it?
No.
Thieves' tools check.
What's
So it's Dex
That.
plus proficiency, only if you're proficient in thieves' tools.
okay?
Which one have we checked I
Still
am
+4.
actually?
Takes a little bit of time, but after a couple minutes of fiddling, you hear a satisfying click as the latch opens slightly.
Right. Feast your eyes upon this, and you'll just kick it open.
You kick it open, and you see a dagger. Laid on a red piece of cloth. Looks very well maintained, very well made. You see a dagger.
Looks important.
Right.
More of a Naivara
Mhm.
thing.
Well, the thing is, if we take it, and he looks around, they're all just staring at us, I presume. So he's like, well, if we take it, we've got to get off this island today. And that was
Yeah.
if they're telling the truth. Otherwise, we just gotta leave it.
I mean, it would, if this is meant for Paula and it is given to me, she might get very angry and a bit pissed off.
But anyhow, they did fucking try and kill me. They killed my friends. I'm happy to go. I'm happy to go with the thing, but we've got to be slightly annoying to get anything done, haven't we?
Yes, I would agree. Wait, so you both are in this, you know?
Yep. With your expertise in items, is that going to be part of some sort of ritual?
Can I look at the dagger? Does it look ritualistic?
Are you looking or are you touching?
Looking, not touching. Oh, I kind of want to touch, but I don't think she would. She isn't. She isn't someone who deals with artifacts and would at least look first before touchy. I'm gonna look, please.
You look and you see a dagger with large wings for a guard, a simple leather grip, and a spiked pommel. The blade looks very plain and very simple in comparison to the rest of the blade. It looks a very simple stiletto type blade
Oh, right, yeah.
with two wings protruding either side, leather grip, and a simple spike on the pommel.
Oh, it's
I can
maybe.
use detect magic if you wish and see what's there.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Cast it though, because we haven't got time for.
Yeah, I'll cast it.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a sec, 'cause I just wanted to look up the schools of magic, like, you know, the definition thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say I'm wrong. The blade itself gives off an evocation enchantment field. You also notice, given the act of which you're doing, you notice a number of enchantment magics around you, connected to the people that are walking and working.
So these are the basically peons that are walking around.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
With enchantment magic attached to them, but the dagger holds evocation.
Okay. So I'll hand that over and I'll point out at the enchantment magic on the people, the dock workers, slaves, whatever you want to call them.
In the box, is it on something that it could then be wrapped up?
Red fabric.
It is okay. So I'll wrap it up and I'll pick it up, take it with.
You just call it the winged dagger for now,
Okay.
because that's what it is to you.
Right, we okay.
We're in
we
trouble
made that
now.
decision, a fucking
Yep.
hustle.
Run.
Anything you wish to say before we go? To either Inge or Prescott?
No, run.
I'll
Yeah.
just do a sarcastic wave to the like a little Jack Sparrow sort of wave from the head.
And I assume this is the moment now where you all hightail it back to Ulster's den?
Yeah. Trying to find a fucking
find a
boat.
ship. Mhm.
Yeah, trying to cover our tracks as we go. You know,
Mm,
They're gonna
I
know
mean,
it's
just
the
like
only
to say
place.
they know where we're going. Like we just gotta fucking run.
as fast as we can. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I get that.
There's no other port on this island, so it's like we're just gonna.
They know we're here. I get it. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge as fast as possible.
Mhm.
It will take, it was about 3 hours to get to the cove, stealthing, being careful, obviously not knowing where you're going.
Mhm.
Getting back is much, much quicker because you are self-yeeting as quick as you can. Takes probably about an hour and a half, maybe, about half the time, maybe less, you're not sure. By the time you reach Ulster's den in the muted panic, I'm going to call it, it's probably close to late afternoon, maybe.
I'll just run up to the docks. Anyone sailing now this afternoon?
Make a charisma check.
All right. Any specific form of charisma or just charisma?
Just flat charisma.
All right.
Unless you're going to try and do it in a like intimidating way or anything weird.
No, 15. I don't know what the second one was.
I think you accidentally double clicked it, that's all.
Uh,
Or you might have clicked it once, but it might have registered as a double click, fuck knows. But 15 it is. A couple of people that kind of half turn to you and go, "Wait, where are you going in, Aurea?"
Anywhere.
Right, so one moment. And he'll shout back, "Hey Eugene, you said we were looking for people, didn't you? Come on, have a look at these people. Might be people you're looking for." A few moments later. Thank you, Deus Ex Machina. What's that mean?
Yeah.
What's that mean, Ben?
It's like in a thing where there's like a solution to your problem, like by the writer. So I'm like,
Okay, sorry. The only
God
Deus
of
Ex Machina
machines.
I know is an old
the
video
game
game series.
it means God is in the machine.
Ah, okay, cool. Makes sense.
That Latin.
But
Yes.
either way, the person you believe to be Eugene comes out, and it's a man wearing leather armor. Looks to be slightly on the younger side, and he puts his head out and goes, "So where are you going, huh?"
Not here.
The
Well,
question is, where are you going?
we've been
We'll go
looking
wherever
for
you're going.
someone to do missions for us for a little while. You look somewhat capable. I guess you'll do. Come aboard a moment.
We did some work for the Shot Jade Mines. We can kill things good. A couple missions would be excellent.
Right. Come aboard a moment, and I will explain things better when we're not shouting across the dock.
Hey. You what? Okay.
Slightly frank. I know. Right, say that again, Banks. It's right, Mum called me a sec.
So I was just making a joke. I was just
okay.
shouting.
It's alright, because Mum wanted to ask what I was meant to be because my accent was wandering and I knew.
I've
I'm
took that as dwarf accent, but yeah.
Yes.
It's vaguely French, I think.
That's
I think...
exactly what it was meant to be.
Okay.
But like Mum said, and she was right, it was sliding into slightly Scottish and German at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like getting dwarf vibes.
Yeah, that's why you got dwarf vibes, yeah. But you get on board, and Eugene will speak to you. So, the simple fact of the matter is we're looking for people to go aboard this ship and go north. We have a simple drop-off mission heading up there. Is that something, if you're so inclined to go anywhere, would be of use?
Yep. What's the pay?
Well, when you complete, we'll drop you off at any island within 200 miles and 4,000 gold pieces.
For the party? Yeah, he'll spit on his hand. He'll look at the party, see if there's no objectives, and then he'll spit on his hand and make the handshake.
I would implore you to listen before you are so eager to accept.
He'll hold his hands up. All right.
Where you will be going, I will not be. It's a island known as the Lone Spire north of here. The plan is we're taking some supplies, and the problem is the persons that live on the island are, or at least the one person that is there under our protection, is known to be extremely dangerous. Is this something that you are willing to adhere to?
Yeah.
Who? Sorry. You say that...
Apologies. My name is Eugene Gustav. I am originally from Burgundia, southwest of here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here because we have someone who we are protecting and keeping to an island. His name is Thaelin Bonnemer.
Do you recognise the name?
You can make a history check.
I guess I will.
Why not?
Might as well.
Oh, okay. That's
History
I
was
don't
it?
think I would. So
No.
None of you recognise the name. Ellen Bonnemer was someone who used to be a leader back in Burgundia about a century ago. Someone who did a number of great evils, and rather than his execution or his explicit incarceration, he was sent to live on the Lone Spire Island for the rest of his life in exile.
So why is it dangerous?
He is the reason why it is dangerous.
But we got to deliver supplies to him.
There is guards of ours on the island. The problem is, interaction with him will most likely be inevitable. And that is where the problems can begin. He is someone that is known to be keen with his words, and has means of swaying people through various levels of his charismatic nature.
So our mission is drop off the supplies and fuck off before he gets into our heads.
Pretty much, yes. There are guards on the island that will try to dissuade him, but he has been known to weasel his way into conversation with a lot of the people we have sent previously to drop supplies off. And, we purposely try to send non-Burgundians in, as people with lesser connections are usually better.
So he's like Burgundian Hitler. Just everyone laps up. Or Napoleon. Okay, right, okay.
I mean, I don't exactly know those names you speak of, but
character, but yeah.
I know. Well, if you think about it, Ben, you might know who it is.
Hey.
A man that's been sent to exile on a single island, like Corsica.
Oh yeah, no, I said Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
I did say Napoleon, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Balin,
thought it was
Balin
bad.
Bonamere.
You anagramming bastard, you.
You got it.
Yeah. I need to send him to a further one,
And
more remote island.
And also the fact that the guy's trying to speak in a French accent.
I did say hello, Napoleon.
Yeah, you did. You got it. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
So are these terms acceptable, or is your need to leave?
Jester is like spit covered and be like, yeah.
Right. And he will clasp your hand, shake it. Very well. How soon do you need to leave, did you say?
Today.
Right. Duncan, if you could expedite the supplies being loaded on, please. We shall be trying to leave by the end of the day.
I mean, we can help. I don't mind helping get the supplies on the boat.
You all seem rather eager to leave. I must ask for these invested people's safety. Why are you leaving so quickly? And you'll notice, like, it's been wearing his head, and he's now getting a little. Wait, why are you trying to leave?
Right, okay. Josiah will be like, well, I've brought my companions into a bit of a problem, and let's say a man's wife I happen to be in bed with, and it's causing issues, and I'd rather be away as soon as possible.
Make a deception check.
Can't get below an 8, so please work. 21.
Right, well, I understand such perils are pretty dangerous. Men's wives can be pretty fisky around here, so... Yes.
Oh, you're Burgundian, so I can imagine you'll slap him on the back, right? Yeah.
Alright, so the crates there on the dock by Duncan, get them on the main deck and we can get you all situated quickly.
Someone will have to take the key to the
Midnight,
house.
unfortunately, a gun does not exist in this realm in the means in which you speak. They don't whip out. They don't have a Glock. Flintlock is about the best you can get, and even then, these poor saps don't even have one.
We've got crossbows, but just use finesse and charisma.
So, you guys will aid in the loading process as you all panic to flee the island.
I think Wade wanted to drop the key off.
I just wanted to make sure it was said that we take the key back, just in case he comes and bites us on the arse later.
Oh, the key for the house, you mean?
Yeah.
Wade's worried about the fact like this innkeeper's going to want like 6 silver for like a replacement key.
It was the nerdiest thing ever.
It's one of the things that just popped in my head. It's like, I have to make sure I mention that.
Yeah. Okay, you run into the Sea Legs keg and you notice Stella and you run over with the key.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't expecting y'all so hastily back.
Business was concluded quicker than expected, so...
Oh, right. Well, you are aware, though, that you paid for the rooms still, so...
You can keep the money, it's fine.
All right. You seem in a hurry, so I'm going to let you get on with your day now, hon. But you're always welcome back at the Sea Legs keg, you hear?
Thank you very much.
Right, well, you have a good day, and she'll take the key off you. Give you a nod.
Yep.
Well, have a safe trip wherever you may be going.
I'm already out the door.
Goddamn fucking young people nowadays don't know how to hold a conversation. God damn.
God.
Rude motherfuckers.
Just because it's pirate themed, I imagine everyone's like Captain Jack Sparrow running everywhere with like the arms up. I know that's not what they're doing.
Flailing around.
But you eventually end your way onto the ship. You help load as best as you can, and with your guys' help, especially some of you, you're able to finish the ship's loading in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, which is quicker than what they were quoting they were going to do on their own. Eugene will be getting ready to leave the ship and go back onto shore. He'll explain to Duncan and within earshot of you guys, right, well, please take these guys to the Lone Spire, make sure that they are the ones to deliver the goods, and as always, please stay away from Thalin as much as you can, please. We don't want any issues like what happens the first time. And Duncan will reply with, alright, understood. So, only get them going and we'll get out of here now then, yeah? Very good, very good. Please, I will stay here and I will have a ship chartered back for Burgundia within a week or so. Other words are exchanged. And you guys are on the ship, on the deck of the ship, as Duncan turns to you and goes, right, so we're all going to the Lone Spire. We're going a lot quicker than we expected, considering we hadn't even found people to do this job till today. You've all been told what to do, what to expect. Honestly, just keep yourselves busy until we get there, and if there's any trouble, help us deal with it. Yes?
Will do. Yeah.
Good. Your payment, no, your payments below deck. We'll sort it out when you're getting ready to leave, and we have a map that, as I've said before, will allow you to pick any island within 200 miles or so.
Aye, there's probably two. Well, wow, but me and Matt.
No
Our
midnight,
group will
no
have a
cracking.
conversation.
Right, that's fine, that's fine. I'll let you pore over the map and have a look at least when we get there. So, the ship will eventually, its sails will deploy, final paperworks with dockmasters here are completed, and you will push off the island at breakneck speed. Is there anything you guys are doing?
I got some
Exceptions.
RP stuff to round out the session, but if anyone's got anything else.
Yeah, I was going to say, because given the time and where we are, it is a natural stopping point. I was just giving people last moments to do anything they potentially wish to do before we go to the end.
I've got 2 RP things, but I'm happy waiting for a minute.
Well, it's the end, bud. It's now or never.
I was being polite, seeing if anyone else.
Don't be polite. Take the initiative.
You'll go up to Barnet, and you'll just be like, so I take it you like those pictures then?
Yeah.
Did you like one more than the other?
Not really, no.
All right. What are you doing with them, if I might ask?
Why do you want to know? Are you offering a hand?
What did you say?
Are you offering a hand?
To
very
do
careful
that,
with
do
you,
the wanker motion. You'll be like, to do that?
He does walk away disgusted, though.
Oh dear, man, this is going downhill quick, isn't it?
He was like, "Are you offering to help?" And he said to do.
And then like he did the the wanking terms will be like, what that? And then the rabbit walked off very unhappy. Okay.
Barney will
to be
remember this.
continued. What's that, Liam?
Barney to remember this.
Well, fucking Josiah will remember this. And then I imagine late night fucking Wade's looking out over the ocean. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Josiah will approach him.
Yeah.
And he'll pass the hat over.
For God's sake. Why did you take that?
You need a fucking throw it overboard.
Yeah. And I eat it overboard.
And with a soft sploosh, the hat plops on the top of the ocean, and because of what it is, it kind of just floats there for a bit, and the waves just carry it off.
And he'll sort of be like, you need to get fucking angry. Whatever's going to come next, whether she can be redeemed or not, you need to have some fire in your belly. I'm not fighting next to a man who's a coward or cowed by someone.
Just because I'm not showing it doesn't mean there isn't a fire burning.
It's good to know. Because you're going to need it. And fuck knows now with this dagger shit.
Well, hopefully it's thrown a spanner into whatever they're planning. If it is for the ritual, they won't be able to do it again. We'll attempt it anyway.
I don't remember that dagger, do I?
No.
No. You'd be like, well, it's a new thing to me, but...
Yes.
That dagger, like it's not like oh, that was the one you got stabbed with. Ha ha ha! It's just a really fucking ornate dagger.
Yeah, but it was just like he wasn't waving around and I'm doing this ritual or anything. Like I hadn't seen it before.
No, don't be silly, you fucking sausage. But as you try to give Wade the pep talk, the pat on the back, and the fucking get in there, like get fucking up. We're gonna.
Are you? I'm so confused.
You're giving him a pep talk, dude. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Fuck's sake.
I was reading the messages and I didn't hear the first part. I just heard you go, get on, come on. I was like, what's going on?
No, you were giving him like a go on, get on, fuck him.
No, I get it now. I get it.
But we're gonna call the session very peacefully, very calmly, no chug chanting midnight, to an end.
Chug?
I appreciate everybody's patience with that session because it was a little bit of a weirdly paced one. Not by mine or your fault, just how things landed, ending last session and starting this session. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit of a weird pace one, but I think it was interesting. You guys, yet again, have commitment issues with a fucking parlay.
It's clearly a trap.
Well, yeah, we can discuss it after stream.
I was going to say,
there's a reason.
We will be discussing it in a moment, once the stream has departed this mortal coil. It's alright, Midnight, don't you worry about it, love. We all love you, really. Kinda, maybe. Possibly.
I mean, you're being funny when you're being here, so that's good.
I mean, she's funny looking, but that's fine.
Oh.
Hey.
But for those watching on the YouTube, this recording is about to end and will explode in 5 seconds. See you later.
4,
3,